Okay, guys, it looks like we've got a False Cure versus a Calvin on match 1. And welcome in. Matt and I are here.
Hi, guys.
I am your now consistent Friday Night Legacy host with Matt here.
So, welcome to another awesome Legacy tournament.
Another edition of Magic. I'm just kidding.
And I'm excited to see this False Cure deck.
So I played it yesterday in Postmodern.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. But I played kind of like Nick Fit False Cure, and definitely was not my best work. Okay, timers are all good. Sorry, I'm just making sure we got everything ready. Looks like False Cure had to take a first mulligan, and Calvin's keeping his 7. Hey, look, Nate, it is sick. I'm a fan.
Oh yeah,
we're definitely going to talk about some Postmodern, kind of follow up from yesterday. We'll link the group and whatnot. But
so Postmodern, that's what, 4th through Scourge-ish?
Yeah,
something like that.
4th through Scourge. Yeah. That is exactly what it is.
Awesome.
And it was. I think you would really enjoy it.
Yeah,
it sounds like exactly like the format that you would play.
Yeah,
but you would totally play tricks or lands with upheaval.
Maybe. I think I'd probably want to run something like a balancing act kind of deck.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. It would probably do fine. So in our meta yesterday, while we were doing this, I was on False Cure. Then we had the Rock. Mm-hmm. Nate was on the Rock, playing kind of like Nick Fit.
Yeah.
Terry was on Sly. He borrowed my World Champs 1998. Nice. Sly deck.
Nice.
Took the tournament down, beating blue-white control, standstill control. So it's basically Miracle.
Sure.
The standstills and Mishra's Factories. And then we also had Blue-Green Madness.
Nice.
It was.
Yeah, I figured Madness would probably be pretty good in that format.
And then Enchantress. And you know what's really good against Enchantress in False Cure? 4 of main deck Reverent Silence.
Yeah, probably.
Take 6 and lose all your enchantments.
So Calvin's starting us off with the Death Ray here, and
Old Faithful.
Yep. Evan fetches up a Bayou, and
Green Sun is grabbing a Dryad Arbor. So he's just mana accelerating here. He needs to make sure he has a forest and 2 black sources.
Okay.
So he can play False Cure and then any number of his gain life spells.
Yeah, and what gain life spells is he running? Invigorate and
so 4
like
of Invigorate, 4 of probably Nourishing Rain in this deck, 4 of Reverent Silence, 4 of Skyshroud Cutter.
Yeah, okay.
And he plays 4 of the Kavu Predator, which is the newer one, which makes the deck actually like pretty good.
Kavu Predator, remind me.
It's a 2/2 trample that costs 2. That it gets +1/+1 counter whenever he gains life.
Yep.
Yeah. So Sword Splash and all those things become really good against him.
Yeah.
Or with him. He actually brought this.
Any Punishing Fire shenanigans going on in there? Or
he's not playing them. No, he's just playing straight up junk False Cure.
Gotcha.
We talked about splashing red for Punishing Fire because it can be so insane. But no, he actually played this. He's played this for 2 or 3 different weeks.
Awesome.
He's been here.
Yeah.
He comes on Fridays, not infrequently, and so that's the only reason I knew he was on False Cure. It's because I've seen him play this deck before.
Well, hopefully we get to see it do its thing because that sounds awesome.
He literally had Paul the Legend Berman dead to rights, and drew 5 lands in a row.
Oof.
Like Paul was at 5. He has a Skyshroud. He has 3 Skyshroud Cutters in hand at False Cure.
Yeah.
And he's like, just one anytime, just once, like False Cure off the top. Nope, never.
No dice.
No dice.
All right, so Calvin brainstorms and is now lightning bolting the Dryad Arbor.
Seems pretty good.
Pretty good play. Set back that mana production a little bit, and it looks like I
Dryad Arbor is not
Force of Will in hand. There we go.
That's a pretty indecent thing to do to False Cure. Well, False Cure does play some good hand hate, so it can protect itself.
Sure, yeah.
You really needed that Dryad Arbor.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That's kind of the typical problem with a lot of legacy matches is sometimes you play the sub game of do you have enough mana to operate?
Exactly. That's why wastelands are so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Wastelands, legal and pre-modern. Force of Will, not legal and pre-modern.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Here comes a true name nemesis, and I think this... and Fiery Justice.
Yeah, Fiery Justice. I like it.
I think this matches pretty well in
Leovold. All right.
That's fine. Because, so for most of the things, False Cure doesn't target.
Yep.
And most of the spells say each other player or other, an opponent can gain. It never says target. So you don't target your opponents.
Not too big of a problem there.
Not terrible. It's not as good as a True Nemesis here, but Evan only really has Swords to Plowshares to deal with creatures, and so he might be gaining, or I mean, he might be able to lightning bolt his opponent and allow him to draw a card.
Sure,
that might be a thing that happens.
So Strix coming down on Calvin's side. He's awkwardly only a blue mana up, so Deathrite's not really going to be able to activate for anything other than mana.
It's not super relevant here. I don't think.
Probably not, but
I mean, we saw in Calvin's hand Colligan's Commands.
Sure,
those are pretty good.
Yeah,
against a lot of decks.
Yeah, Colligan's Command is quite a magic card.
It's like when they printed the commands, they're like, I know. Which color needs to be even more busted than it already is? Oh, wait.
Grixis?
Grixis made it. A Kavu Predator.
Okay.
So this will gain +1/+1 counters whenever Calvin gains life. Hey, look, Reverent Silence.
Reverent Silence. Let's see if this draws a counter.
So I'm surprised that you wouldn't...
Kind of thinking about it.
I mean, the Kavu Predator's trigger is already on the stack. Because it's a part of the cost. Yep. So it's like, I mean, I wouldn't force a will that. I really want him to use Hard Dice. I can't see that at all.
We'll just have to keep track.
I'm pretty sure it's up 1.
Yep.
So he draws a force will off the top of his library?
Yeah, one thing is Baleful Strix is going to do a good job of kind of holding down the fort here. Not that that Predator's not going to be able to attack through very easily.
Yeah, that's true. I want to make sure that I'm... Oh, that mini, so you just put 6 +1/+1 counters on it.
Ah.
So it's much better than I thought it was.
Much better.
Now he's going to put another 5. So it's a part of the cost. Yeah, you already have to add the... So it's at 11 plus the 2. So it's a 13/13 Trampler.
Basically, tramples. Wonderful.
Yeah, basically the point is I'm going to make this a 25/25.
Yeah.
Because Calvin doesn't have very many ways to deal with it.
So
when there's another
Fatal Push or Bust, is that the...
It's pretty much Fatal Push or Bust.
Man. I think Calvin's kind of thinking, man, maybe I should have countered that Predator. But I'm not sure I would have at the time. Like, you know, if you're not really familiar with what's going on here. Here comes Green Sun Zenith for 1.
It's probably getting a Deathrite Gentleman. Berserk one time. I mean, even then, Calvin is at 30.
Yeah.
So he has to be able to kill this Strix somehow with a Path to Exile, or get more damage down. Adrian, welcome. That is not a Deathrite Shaman.
That is a Sylvan Safekeeper, is it not?
It is a Sylvan Safekeeper. So much for the Fatal Push plan.
Yeah. So
Calvin, don't gain any more life. You're in danger. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Oh man.
All right. So it's gonna be a pretty big Predator.
Yeah, it is. Eventually.
Alright, so here comes Colgan's Command, targeting the Safekeeper and I believe targeting Evan to discard a card. And in
Invigorate.
response, we're going to invigorate.
You gain 3. We have a 16/16 now.
So I will make my safekeeper bigger.
So are we going to let it resolve?
Thinking about it. If you're Calvin, I think this is definitely forcible. Calvin agrees.
I would agree. Yeah, I think you force pitch force here. That Snapcaster Mage is actually worth quite a bit.
Yep. Force pitch force, and if he has another effect like he does, you let this one go, and then you've got the Snapcaster to rebuy on the Culligans.
True.
You'll need another mana to do it. Or
it discards. That is the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Why do you ever play other decks? I have no idea, Nate. Play real decks, like False Cure. Steel Stompy. Any deck that Kyre doesn't like is a deck that you should play. What are other decks that Kyre is absolutely... So he abhors Steel Stompy. He thinks it's the worst thing that was ever made. He doesn't really like False Cure, as far as I remember. But I guess the last time that False Cure was on camera was you and I commentating, so... What other decks that he hates? He loves Pox, and that's a deck that I can't stand. Anyone that plays Pox...
He likes those kind of value-y...
dumb black value decks.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's not a big fan of Sneak and Show.
Did you draw the Invigorate, Evan? They respond by Swords to Plowsharing as birds. Do it. That would be excellent.
Alright, so this Culligan's command, Sylvan Safekeeper is going to protect itself by having Evan sack a land. Yep. Discards card from hand. Yeah, which is another land.
We're at an impasse. I mean, Evan needs like 2 attacks because he has a 19/19. Were you surprised by the Darth Maul cameo in Solo? I haven't seen Solo yet, so I couldn't tell you. I am neither surprised nor non-surprised. I am Schrodinger's Brian.
I have also not seen Solo yet, although it's on the list to do.
I'm thinking about doing it tonight after this. So that's my runner-up event. Fleece Blanket is now in shock that we haven't already seen Solo. We're nerds and we haven't already seen Solo.
Alright, here comes Fatal Push. That's going to target the Safekeeper.
Is this... Oh yeah, it is still in his hand. He has to...
And he lets that go, and I think...
Oh no!
Here comes Snapcaster.
Ripple Dipples.
And we're going to get rid of that Kavu Praetor, and now things are looking really good for Calvin.
Mr. Occam is telling us that Solo dies in the pre-Star Wars, like a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Well done, sir.
How'd you not know that? That would be sweet. I want lightsaber spokes on my wheelchair.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I see the paradox in your statement. I feel like this game's not going great for False Cure.
Yeah, well, Calvin just had way too much removal this game. I feel like that's kind of an uncommon spot for...
They're not both dead.
Color,
Those
but...
are 2/2s. There you go.
The game is definitely firmly in Calvin's hand.
Oh, absolutely.
Evan's down to 8. It should be pretty trivial to let things wind down. So,
yep.
Deathrite deals 2 more.
There is no official death scene for Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace. Bum 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 bum.
Kind of surprised not to see this owl get in there.
Yep.
But
it's too baleful for this.
Yeah.
No, it's a trap.
Seems like it would be strictly better. Bryce isn't here today, so I've got to give the puns.
I think you're turning Bryson these. I really think so.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I'm going to just kind of preemptively let Calvin have this game.
I'm pretty sure Calvin's got that one.
And I want to check out what's happening on this backhand.
Well, it looks like they're about ready to get started here for what I assume is game 2.
Does Tim have a Grove with a Burnwell? Is he playing Punishing Dak? Like the 4-color Thieves?
We'll find out.
Well, it feels like
Here comes Thoughtseize.
Jeez.
Let's see what Josh is working with here.
So I'm going to assume that Josh won
game.
That's
an underground sea, so is that blue-red Delver?
No, it's probably
Grixis
like Grixis
Delver to me.
What? The man got underground seas. And he joined. He is the Phantom Menace. He's basically Darth Maul. He probably has lightsabers for wheelchair spokes. In the pre-Disney canon, Anakin survived having his arms and legs cut off and being burned by actual lava. I mean, Qui-Gon Kenobi kills Maul in the end credits scene. Oh man, people and doing things and stuff.
All right, so Josh probes.
So he has 2 Groves, a Verdant Catacombs, and a Hymn to Torok.
Yeah.
This is the reason.
It's looking more Jundy to me.
It's looking very Jundy. Maybe he's playing Jund. This is feeling very. This is that right there. Because what's going to happen next is no matter Josh is going to play a land, have his days up.
Yep.
And Tim gets literally got nothing out of that interaction, and Josh has perfect information.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Gitaxian Probe needs to be banned. I think more than anything in this format, Gitaxian Probe is the problem. It would be bad for you.
I don't want to see it happen.
But
I think Probe is probably fine. The information is worth a lot, and it probably is a very good card in the format, but I'm not sure that it's necessarily broken in half. Like, quite honestly, I think the format right now is in a spot where I'm okay with it. But
truly, I am too.
Yeah.
There's plenty of decks to play. There's plenty of fun stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
Your son got some Disney Lego DVD out of their library called Droid Tales, and it's basically a one long prequel meme. That the Clone Wars cartoon was not thrown out when Disney took over. That's true. Well, yeah, no, that's Jund. Tim is playing Jund. And you know what's not great in this exact situation is Wasteland.
Yeah, not
it's not excellent. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because Tim has the 2 Groves. It's like no matter what, Josh, I guess, if Josh takes the Badlands, it's not going to do too much.
So here comes him.
Yeah, Jorgensen, I have heard that. I haven't watched the Clone Wars cartoon, though. I was kind of put off by the way that they did some of their stuff. Yeah, it's real. I'm surprised that Josh didn't.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised not to see Days there. I'm kind of surprised to see Tim run into that, just because it looked like there wasn't much going on. So waiting a turn doesn't really hinder Tim too much. You saw that Josh also used his Brainstorm already, so he's not going to have as much protection open.
Yeah, he lost his. I mean, he lost his. The main thing that he was trying to keep was that the Pyromancer right there.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, this guy's dead, but
little awkward. But you know, Deathrite's going to eat a bolt here, either of the forked variety or the normal variety.
I think forked bolt's smart.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a. I mean, it can kill 2 Bobs.
Sure.
Or one on something else, but I think I'd rather keep the lightning bolt for later on.
So Wasteland takes care of a Grove.
sorry. Are we? They're still sideboarding. Oh no, they're drawing up their hands.
It looks like our other match is about ready to get going.
They're leading with Old Faithful Deathrite Shaman. Hey, look, both
Deathrites on both sides. Luck, skill, Deathrite.
Luck, skill, and mostly Deathrite.
And if you want to get an awesome Luck, skill, Deathrite shirt,
Let me see.
come on down and we can get you one.
Yeah, come on down, message us. Let me see if we have it on our eBay store. That's not how you spell eBay. Wait, how do you go from queen to senator? No one knows. Guys, no one, literally no one knows. Let's see. Ooh, the worm tokens are almost out. Currency games. Dice. See all items. I'm going to move this over here so we can continue watching the match. Ooh, Tarmogoyf. Since when did Calvin start playing Tarmogoyfs? Stained Glass Eldrazi? I have no idea where you get the Stained Glass Eldrazi Titan playmat, actually. I did not.
It's a pretty sweet playmat, for sure.
Well, for everyone that is potentially interested in Cats and Cantrips tokens or other things from Paragon, here is that eBay link. And I will make sure that we get our Luck Skill Deathrite shirts up online soon. Okay. Do we know what Calvin has, what, 3 cards in hand?
Yeah, something like that. Might be a little bit more. 5. Yep.
He did not mulligan and he didn't go first. So, well, what did we see? He just flashed us his hand. What did we see? Deathrite, best planeswalker ever. Absolutely.
That's a... What is that?
I am unfamiliar with that card.
I am unfamiliar with that card. What is that? Help us out, Chad. Who knows what this card is?
Exactly what that white card is. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea.
Wall of Shards. Okay. No, he paid 3 for it though. His Wall of Shards cost 3. No, he paid 2 for it. He put the land into play tab. Yeah, Wall of Shards. So Wall of Shards has a cumulative upkeep of an opponent gaining 1 life.
It's pretty good with Combo Predator, I've heard.
1/8's pretty good at blocking these ground guys too. Even Tarmogoyf's gonna have a really hard time getting through there. Here comes a him. That's gonna get rid of 2 cards in.
Bajuka Bog and Sky Shroud Cutter.
Now, if that wall stays around long enough, it could potentially be a 1-hit with the False Cure.
Put the cumulative upkeep trigger on stack. Or I guess it's 2 triggers. Put the age counter on it, and then deal you 30.
Yep. That Overgrown Tomb looks really out of place.
It does, but you know, sometimes you make concessions so you can play really cool decks.
For sure. Hopefully we get to see Evan do his thing at least 1 game. So here comes False Cure right now. And we're going to
take 5.
Take 5.
He probably drew that for the turn. Wait, no, you just take 5. Okay, Cal. Good job. Good, Cal. Hey, Calvin, you should try and exile a creature this turn.
Not to plan. Alright, Deathrite is going to activate.
It's going to end up losing him 2 life either way.
In response, yeah.
That's an interesting one. I think I would have beaten response, but I guess that's a Savannah.
He doesn't have a He doesn't have a black source.
They need to reprint shock lines except they let an opponent gain 2 life. That would be bonkers in this deck. I would love that, and I think that would be I think that's still a fine way to make shocks playable, but it just makes this deck even just a little bit more silly. Then you're like, I'm not playing dual lands for this deck.
For sure. For this deck, that'd be like strictly better duels.
That'd be so good. What, you reprinted duels and they're better? Thank you. Or they should do it where...
Knowing the way Wizards works, they'd make that, but they'd make it non-fetchable. Like...
Be dumb. We need more good fetchable lands.
So Jace, doing Jace things, brainstorming.
Yep.
Is able to get around that wall eventually.
I mean, bounce it, yeah.
Well, no need to bounce it. I'm thinking Jace ult is probably better for closing out the game.
I guess that's true.
Here comes a bolt on Deathrite.
Ooh, headshot. Kind of want to play Blue-Green Madness right now. I'm hearing everything has flying. I'm like, oh, wonder. I just need a wonder in my life. Card Wonder, so good. It's like Nate's. Let's see. I'm glad that you figured it out. We have 16 Legacy players tonight. How many total players did we get? Huzzah! And of course. We had 57 total players tonight.
Nice.
Looks like we had some sealed players as well. Not bad.
More brainstorm action coming down. And I think from this point as well, Calvin's just kind of reached the point where he's got pretty strong control of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Evan is in top deck mode pretty much, and it's going to take a timely false cure off the top with this wall still being in play for there to be any shot of him to kind of steal this game away.
Yeah.
Still could happen. Calvin, from what I know, doesn't have any counter magic in hand at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're looking down the road at least 5-6 turns before it becomes anything even remotely powerful enough to make things happen.
There's a brainstorm and a lightning bolt. Those aren't terrible. As far as cards that can get you ahead and keep you ahead.
Sure.
That wasn't a Jace brainstorm. That was a ponder. Putting 2 cards back to have a shuffle. I don't know. I feel like it's time for Jace to start ticking up.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Just keep trying to keep Evan off of that top deck. Tarmogoyf's coming in.
Got land, creature, sorcery, instant.
And
force 5.
I think he's going to try to bolt to finish off that wall.
But isn't it a
but
1/8?
It might be 1 short.
And okay, we have instant land, sorcery, creature.
Yeah. I think. Colligan's command.
Deal 2 and make you discard a card.
So we're gonna swords in response.
Are we surging the
Category. Yeah. Okay. Kind of some odd sequencing there, but doesn't really matter too much. Now we're gonna.
It was essentially 3 cards for 2. Yeah, I mean he's dealing 5 damage between the 2 spells.
5 and 4 is 9 to the wall.
Wall goes down.
Wall goes down.
Guess who's gonna take 2 to the face this turn?
Now, if he draws like an Invigorate or something like that, Kavu Predators the draw.
Why wouldn't you?
No attack on the Jace.
Whoa.
Interesting. Okay.
Whoa. Bro.
I think Evan might just be thinking, well, I'm really kind of feeling pretty dead. I don't feel like I can do much. I'm going to give it a little bit of effort, but not a ton. Not really thinking it through.
Yeah.
But that J should definitely be at 1.
Oh, yeah. And our... Looks like Grixis Delver beat 4-color, or beat Jund on our backup table.
That's kind of surprising. Jund's usually pretty good against decks.
It usually is.
Like Grixis.
But he must have... I mean, it looked like he went first that game, and he must have just not gotten any removal.
Can certainly be weird. Back and forth, but
yeah.
Alright. Bolts for Days over on Calvin's side takes down that Kavu Predator.
I mean, Evan doesn't play Days. He could have dazed his own bolt. I wouldn't have told him not to.
But
All
right.
Yeah, I need someone to create a drinking game for our stream. Not so that I can do it, but so I can enjoy you guys doing a drinking game, and then I can you.
Green Sun for 2 here. Not really sure what Evan has in his deck. It could just be another Kavu Predator. Looks like that's what it is.
I think that's one of the best things you can get here. You just have to tell him that that's all you really want. That's all you really want. Yeah. Well, this game is going nowhere fast.
Yeah, kind of really slowed down. Jace is providing enough control to make things slow down. Looks like he's going to minus on the Predator, and that's going to set up this him.
It's aggressive, but I understand. It was like, is there anything good to give with Culligan's Man? No, not really.
Plays the land.
Are we going to get another Jason uptick?
I think we're going to see an attack for 1. Play out another Jace. Uptick.
Yep.
Alright, now the Fate Sealing starts.
Hooray! Well, he bottomed the first one, so that's not necessarily a great sign.
Puts that to bottom. Death rate go.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Calvin, not much in hand. Looks like it's another Jace.
And I'm gonna put 2 lands back. Or
puts
a
Jace and something else back.
There's a land.
And there comes an Edict.
Calvin's just no nonsense now. He's just, everything dies.
Calvin, it seems like Calvin's taking a very conservative line here in the way that he's choosing to close out this game. Probably a little bit slower than it needs to be.
Yeah.
But it is safe. you know.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
So-
He's not gonna.
Calvin definitely not taking any chances here.
Yep.
Um,
It stays on top this time.
yeah.
So here was an interesting thing going on in the community. Apparently, Brad Nelson and someone else said that Jace, the Mind Sculptor, is a bad planeswalker, and people should be playing Teferi over Jace, the new Teferi, and at least a one of in Blue-White Miracles in Legacy.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they're out and out that Jace is just a bad planeswalker, and I don't know what my response is.
That's interesting. I think
I like Teferi, but they're different cards. Jace's ultimate is better. Jace is a win con, and Teferi is like, yeah, this is interesting.
yeah.
Teferi provides more card advantage.
So the nice thing is, right, that once you play Teferi, you can untap 2 lands and keep open
Yeah, you have access to pretty much everything in Miracles.
pretty much. Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can predict, or I can brainstorm into this, it really makes counterbalances better.
Right, and Miracles in Legacy isn't really too concerned about getting to 5 mana versus 4 mana.
Yeah.
All their games are planning on going infinite turns.
Yep. How many turns is this game?
Quite a few.
But so well, with that and Karn, so Karn versus Chandra in like the mono red Stompy deck.
That's an interesting one. I feel like people still don't have the build quite right on that. I could see it being not a replacement to Chandra, but maybe as a complement to Chandra.
See, that's what I like as well. Now it's kind of like, do you play? I mean, the worst card in the deck is Chrome Mox, far and away.
Mm-hmm.
It can be really good for explosive starts, but even a Blood Moon on turn 2 is still okay.
Yeah.
And you have you could play Lotus Petals in that spot.
Okay. Yeah.
Potentially. And it's hard because Karn doesn't go underneath that. So playing Karn complementary to it makes it worse.
Right, and Karn doesn't necessarily play well with cards like Ensnaring Bridge, where it's not able to apply pressure in a meaningful way, but you are gaining card advantage. Yeah. But again, card advantage isn't really necessarily something that you want with Bridge.
Yeah,
Ensnaring Bridge.
Now, there is a black-red, like Duretti Karn deck that's built around Ensnaring Bridge where you can build up a big army of constructs and then blow up your own bridge.
Yeah, I could definitely see some kind of like painter deck or something like that using some number of Duretti and Karn to do some pretty fun things.
It's just like having extra Goblin Welders and then free constructs like every turn.
For sure.
Okay, that is it.
Yeah, so 4-color takes it. More of a Sultai approach to the 4-color that Calvin's playing today with the Tarmogoyfs, but still definitely 4-color.
John Hightide, he knows. At that point in the game, I'm sure Calvin had made him aware at least once. So,
hi Tryhard, how you doing today?
Is that Eric? Like the one that went to Germany, the old Utah.
I don't know.
Staple of Utah MTG. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. If it is, hello, welcome in.
Even if it's not, hello, welcome.
Hey.
All is good. All right.
What was I going to say? I'm distracted now, and neither of our names are correct.
I am not Bryce. This is not Kyre.
It's neither of those things. Yes. This is Matt. And this one is Brian. So Battlebond, I guess.
Yeah. So good to see a true name reprint.
Yes,
for sure.
Oh yeah. Let me pull up some spoilers. What do you think about Arena Rector?
I think it's a little overhyped. I think it's pretty medium. Like,
okay.
You can get a planeswalker, right? And that's it. But
I mean,
so
people have been brewing with it
best
already.
you can get is what, Nicol Bolas,
Bolas, Ugin, Garruk, Apex Predator.
Apex Predator is kind of cute.
Karn Liberated. I mean, they can all be role players, but it's not. I don't think it's as good as Overwhelming Splendor.
It's not. No.
And if Nyx Fit plays against Arena Fit,
yeah,
which one wins? Obviously, Nyx Fit.
Nyx Fit wins for sure.
You're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll ramp to my lands.
Yeah,
you ramp to your lands, and it's like,
I think the payoff's not quite as good as what you want. I think it's a perfectly fine card, and I'm sure it'll have things that go for it. But what's interesting is you probably do want to play it in a deck with something like Doubling Season, where you can get extra value out of your walkers, like double up the counters or whatever.
But having a deck where you kind of want both Academy Rector and Arena Rector is weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, none of the Planeswalkers stop your opponent. They can be game-ending in their own right.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Like, it's not like when your opponent goes show and tell and you're like, oh, look at this Academy Rector in my hand.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it does enough on its own. I don't think that the planeswalkers that it gets access to are strong enough.
Maybe
in any of the current shells. Like,
maybe
I just don't see the support.
I mean, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't think it's quite there yet. Maybe in Core 2019 or amongst the Ravnica sets, they're going to be printing a massive 8, 9, 10 mana planeswalker.
Yeah,
that with Arena Rector, that does something that says until your next turn X or something,
Sure. Yeah.
That does something crazy, or it has an ultimate that like says you win the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can like make it work with Arena Rector, but I agree.
Yeah. And what is it? Oath of Teferi that lets you activate twice, something like that. So like maybe you play that and have some fun with that, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But that's another one where it's like, well, you play Academy Director so you can get your enchantment out.
Yeah.
And then you'd rather just play
have your
yeah, you just get.
Why have an extra step? Yeah.
How do you beat turn 2 Karn? You don't beat turn 2 Karn, but the amount of games that Arena Rector is getting a turn 2 Karn on you is not many, honestly.
How are you going turn 2 Rector plus Sec?
So you go turn 1.
Turn 1 therapy, turn 2 like
no. Turn 1 is
Petal.
No, turn 1 Veteran Explorer.
Okay.
Turn 2
the land
Phyrexian Tower. Yeah. Sack your Veteran Explorer, get white green, play your Rector, play your Cabal Therapy, play your Rector, sack your Rector to Cabal Therapy. Like
it's pretty
that's pretty magical Christmas land. Now I've watched Kyr do it with Nyx Fit. I've seen turn 2s before and I've seen turn 3s. Like they do happen. But it's like 5 cards that
just to play devil's advocate, how do you beat a Dovescape from that point or something like that? Like it's hard to.
Yeah, if you're on Storm, how do you beat Dovescape? Or how do you beat Overwhelming Splendor?
Exactly.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Kyr's too good at Magic.
Awesome.
What'd you play against?
I played against Red Prison.
Okay.
And I cast Brea with Blood Moon on the board.
So you're saying that you beat Bryce?
No, I beat Max.
Oh, okay. You cast Brea with
Blood Moon on the board on turn 3.
So Soulland Signet.
Actually, I went turn 1. I went Diamond.
Okay.
Because he turned, or it wasn't Blood Moon on the board, it was Magus. But he goes turn 1 Magus, and I go, okay, well now my lands are just gone.
Yeah.
So I pitched both of my lands to the 2 diamonds.
Okay.
Played a Baleful Strix and found a land I want to say, and then the next turn I drew Signet, and my land was an island. So like, just turn 3 cast Brea.
Nice.
Oh man, that was exciting.
Man.
So we were talking about Arena Rector, and
we were going over the possible things. So we said, someone said just to be devil's advocate, how do you beat a turn 2 Karn Liberated? But it's like well, how do you beat a turn 2 Overwhelming Splendor? Like, it's the same thing, right? Except Overwhelming Splendor is better because it gets rid of literally anything they can do.
Yeah, the big issue there is that you can't, like, seriously, you can't get Dovescape off Arena Rector. Like,
Yeah.
Like, so against like fair decks, you're gonna
Cursed Death's Hold is the -1/-1.
against fair decks, going and getting a big Planeswalker works. Don't get me wrong, you get like an Ugin where you get a Karn Liberated or whatever, and you're probably going to win. Let's be real. But the problem is if your opponent's playing a combo deck, like, what Planeswalker wins you that?
What's your record?
1-0.
What'd you do?
Oh, 2-1.
Stay here.
Hold on.
Oh.
I had to find something real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, there is the possibility that you play all 8 Rectors and 4 Phyrexian Towers and just go in even deeper, but it's
No,
like
it's not. That is not.
like
Yeah, I don't
it
think you
dilutes
have
the deck so much.
You don't
'cause
have the
you have
room.
to have like 8 win cons at that point, and you're gonna have them in your hand.
Honestly, if you're gonna play Arena Rector, I've come to terms that you're gonna play it in an Abzan shell of Nickfit. You're gonna play like 2 Arena Rector, and you're gonna have like
It's just
your
an extra
4
value
cards.
creature
Yes,
with like
you're,
Narrans.
you're gonna have like your four Cabal therapies and like maybe 2 Phyrexian towers, right? And that's gonna be it for your set. You being able to sacrifice it, and then you're gonna run like what 6 mana Elspeth and an Ugin, or 6 mana Elspeth and a Karn Liberated, or
Yeah, something like that.
and just have that as like a small package in a Nick Fit.
Mhm.
That makes more sense to me than trying to push hard.
I agree. What do we think about these other cards? I know Nate is super high on Stunning Reversal.
Stunning Reversal is interesting, especially in like Ant or something like that. But I don't know.
Hey, bear with 2
mana
guns.
is- 4 mana is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in like the the artifact that for every instant or sorcery that's played that turn deals 1 damage for whatever. That's kind of cool. Let's see if I can pull it up
Looks like round 2 is gonna be up pretty soon, huh?
pretty soon.
All right. Thank you for letting me share my excitement, chat.
Always, Kyre.
Still buys 2 or 3 more
I'll probably drop
turns.
by later.
Just losing Stormkill. Been reading on DMZ source talking about Brightling.
So this card's kind of interesting to me. Sentinel Tower. Artifact 4 to play. Whenever an instant or sorcery is cast during your turn, it deals damage to any target equal to 1 plus the number of instant or sorceries cast that turn. And the thing that's interesting to me about that is it gets around Flusterstorm, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of a storm way to get around Flusterstorm.
Mhm.
And if you cast it like 2 or 3 spells before you would cast like a Tendrils or something like that, then you might be able to just kill them that way. That's kind of an interesting thing.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. Mono Red Storm Powerhouse.
Yeah, Mono Red Storm got some pretty cool things. There's also, where is it?
Kraken Hatchling. I thought so. You're getting, each team is getting 6 packs to build a 40 card deck.
Okay.
Either draft or sealed for the pre-release. And they're like, oh yeah, no, we took out all the chaff and all the sideboard stuff. And it's like, no, I still see a lot of chaff and sideboard stuff in here. I'd be surprised if you can build excellent decks on a 3-pack sealed. But
So bonus round as well for Mono Red Storm. Until end of turn, whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. So you get kind of an active Pyromancer's Ascension for 1 red.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty good.
It's kind of cool. Yeah,
That's pretty interesting.
this is
it's
the
Battle
new
Bond.
Battle Bond set.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move you back here. Okay. I think we're getting things started. There we go.
All right. Next round up, and we've got
Kyre
on camera. Kyre versus Ryan.
Kyre is playing Tez. And Josh is playing Grace's Delver. And then on the backup match...
It's Kyre versus Ryan, though.
Well, Josh is sitting here.
Is that?
Yeah, go and check.
Maybe they told us the wrong thing. Yeah.
Seething Song bonus round, Desperate Ritual, act on Impulse. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting.
It looks like Josh. There's also nobody sitting down at the back of the table yet, so.
Okay, so let them know. Yeah, let them know. Yeah, you forgot a couple 2-ofs there. Okay. Well, they're fixing that.
All right.
So we're gonna
Cool. Well,
we're gonna just look at what they're doing there for a second.
Yeah.
But I guess it's Kyre versus Ryan. Okay, Josh, why are you setting down your mat? If lost, I'm so lost. Casual draw 6 with red floating. Okay, Josh is staying.
Yeah.
And
Kyre's
Kevin is jumping in.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of
All right. Things are getting sorted.
okay, so we got Ryan on that side, I guess. And this is
Yeah, Mono Red Storm's always been kind of a fun deck. Just
what do you think Kevin's on?
I don't know.
How do I?
We'll find out. Could be Mono Red. Could be. Yeah.
We're gonna say Red Prison because why not? And then
Be interesting to see what Ryan's on today.
Tez for Kyre. What is Ryan playing?
Yep, let's get the round.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Round 2. Oh.
0. Okay.
All right, so I'm excited to see some Tez action.
Me too. I'm gonna be watching this backup to make sure that it is Red Prison, in fact, and then I'll make sure we transition to the first.
Oh yeah, we're good.
That is not Red Prison. Soft thoughts. What are you seeing out of Ryan's hand?
Nothing yet.
Huh. Kyre's hand looks pretty interesting. Looks like he's got about 3 lands, a Force of Will with a blue card, some backups. Josh hands looks pretty good. I can't see it.
Ryan starting out with what looks to be
Ryan's on Mono Storm.
Turn 1 Blood Moon.
Almost felt like Mono Red Storm. I mean, I feel like... Oh no, it's not a blue card, that's a...
Well, I'd imagine if you have the blue card, you probably want to force Blood Moon, although if he has the ability to fetch basic island here, maybe he can play around it.
Yeah. Kevin is on Turbo Depths. see the crop rotation. I'm like, it's
Sweet.
definitely that. Ritual in Mono Red Prison must be the money. Let's see, Ryan.
Yeah, we were kind of thrown for a loop by that too.
PRZN. He doesn't get the real treatment.
Prison.
Red Prison.
I
don't
haven't
know.
seen lists that run Moon main in Red Storm. That'd be really weird. All right, Chalice on 1 coming down.
I don't know if Chalice on 1's very effective. Kyre.
So it looks like Kyre's got everything he needs to play through this Blood Moon. He's got Dimir Signet in hand.
Yep.
He's got 2 basic islands. And he's got, looks to be, is that, I can't tell
I
if
think
that's
it's a
Pithing
Thopter
Needle or
Foundry.
is that Sword?
Sword of the Making. I think there's a Thopter Foundry in his hand.
Yeah, so if he's got
Oh, no,
Thopter
no.
Sword combo,
No, he doesn't have. It's not. It wasn't a Thopter.
Yeah,
It's
it's Sword.
Tezzeret.
Tez, okay.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, so really good spot here for Kyre.
He has all of his colors. The Blood Moon's actually helping him. He may not have Soul Lance and Moxen. Chalice on
maybe.
0.
Chalice on 0, so that stops what? Mox Diamonds, and that's about it.
Mono Red Sneak Breach is a.
Ooh.
Yeah. Could
So,
be Mono Red Sneak.
Here's a Karn coming down, and that's looking like a really good spot to be in.
It's a what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here comes Construct.
It is a 5/5 construct. Wow. What a great game of Magic. Yeah, all the greatest things are happening.
So
It's still an artifact,
yeah,
yeah.
they're just talking about the Blood Moon interaction, where it's still an artifact, even
It's
though it's a basic.
It is an
mountain.
artifact, land, mountain.
Yeah.
No, it's a Duretti, which he can play. And another Chalice.
Another Chalice.
I think you just play the Duretti, right?
You could.
Because his Mox Diamonds. I mean, you're going to make another... Alright, you make another construct, you
So-
play your Duretti.
Second Construct. Could suit up the sword on something if you wanted to. Here's another Chalice on 1.
Well, it's still a 6/6. Make it a
7/7.
7/7. We've got 2 7/7s. Explain to way too many people that my Dryad Arbor is still a dude under Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. Super types and subtypes.
Yep.
It only adds a subtype mountain. You still have legendary lands. Gaia's Cradle is still a legendary land in the
Yep.
Blood Moon. That happened recently in a stream.
I have to say my favorite new interaction though is the no counters on the
So did
Dark Depths.
his construct only get in for 6 last turn somehow?
Should have been 7, I think.
As far as I know, that's how it goes. That's funny. Yeah, you can keep the mountain, and we'll put this one in exile that you're gonna get next turn. Because Thopter Sword combo is too good.
Thopter Sword combo is going to be pretty good here, and if I were Kyre, I'd be really tempted just to leave up all my mana here. I've got Hardcast Force of Will up,
Yeah,
and
me
I can
too.
just get in for damage. Looks like he's going to play Duretti, the Iconoclast.
Yep. Because Ryan should be dead this turn.
Sure,
Well, he's dead this turn anyway.
should be dead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he's not counting his artifact.
Yeah.
Huh, well,
Okay.
some days.
Well, it didn't matter, but
I'm sure we can correct him after the match.
definitely. So Kyre picks up quick game 1 there.
Yes, quite a quick game 1. And that probably happened in her backup as well.
Let's see if we can get the time approximated to for the round.
Oh yeah. Okay, timer should update here. There you go. Our backup. Ooh, not over yet.
We have a Merit Lage versus some Angry Delvers. Well, one Angry Delver and one normal Delver.
Why would you attack with your normal Delver?
Oh,
I guess you just
Kevin
made
is
the
down to 8, so...
you must have just made the Merit Lage. It is a 2020 indestructible. There's no crop rotation. I mean, Kevin can play a pretty good.
So if you're Kevin, you're looking for Sajiri Step or something along those lines,
Yep.
or
Crop rotation into Sajiri stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the same reason a non-basic Underground Sea is a non-basic Mountain Undermoon. Big Meta Lage coming in. A big Mama Lage.
Big Mama.
Merit Laga.
Very angry ice monster.
A very angry ice monster. See why you can't really like show and telling for Merit Lage isn't that great. Although it's an interesting matchup, show and tell versus Turbo Depths, because you can be like you can get you can get your 2-1 on the board and already have your thing in play, or it's like you just make a Lage, like swing 20, and then show and tell's like, oh no.
I had a really funny game with Doomsday. Whoa, Storm Chaser Mage.
Yeah, this is the weirdest Grixis
usual
Delver
card
I've ever seen.
Okay. Huh. Okay, so like some weird combination of Grixis and Blue-Red Delver?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely not a Sajiri step right there.
So funny show and tell games. I was playing Doomsday versus show and tell.
Yeah.
In post sideboard games.
Okay.
And I had a Shelldock Isle Emrakul package. So one of Emrakul, one of Shelldock Isle on my deck. And I naturally drew into my Emrakul.
Okay.
And my opponent cast show and tell. I easily won the game by beating them down. So they put down their Gristlebrand or whatever, and I put down my Emrakul, and they scooped.
Oh, man. Like, yeah, I'm going to draw a bunch of... Oh, dang it. You're like, yeah, attack, and then you just sack your board.
It was great.
That's so funny. I'm going to swing 15, and you're going to not like me very much.
Please sacrifice 6 permanents.
Wait, you only have 3?
And any 6 you choose.
Any 6 you choose. Especially the ones that you have right there.
Mm-hmm.
Kyre and Ryan are about to get started. Looks like Ryan with mulliganing. Let's switch it back.
Sounds good.
Although this one is very close between Josh and Kevin. I'm just kind of keep track of what's going on back there.
We'll keep you updated.
Well, there's a Soul Land for Ryan, so apparently he does play Soul Lands and Blood Moon on turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1 Moon, and let's see. It doesn't look like Kyre has a forest, so that's going to be good.
Good night, Moon. Well, he's got
a couple Mox Diamonds, yeah.
A couple Mox Diamonds and some lands that don't really matter to him that much.
Yeah.
What's up with Kyre and playing against Blood Moon decks and having like the perfect hands against them?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think that Blood Moon is very strong versus this Tez deck.
It's really not.
Yeah.
It's really not. Yep. Yep. I feel good about that. And yeah, I feel.
Yeah. Here
feel
comes
pretty good
about
that
Signet.
one.
Yep. And pass turn. Kind of surprised not to see him run out another diamond there.
He might be afraid of like a Shatterstorm or something.
Sure. But that would be at least a couple turns away, I think. And we're going to see a Tezzeret this turn, would be my guess.
He has to get another mana source to get Tezzeret down.
He has that diamond if he has another land. It looks like Bridge is the play. He might not have had another land for the other diamond, would be my guess.
Yeah. Potentially.
So Magus comes down on Ryan's side. That's just a 2/2 here. And
Okay.
there comes that extra mana off of the Mox Diamond. And
Here is Tezzeret.
there's a Tezzeret.
Now, Magus the Moon can attack through this Ensnaring Bridge right now.
Yep, I think that's fine. Padim.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he's-
Okay.
So he's 2 Baleful Strix, Padim, Karn, and then Dak Faden, I believe, was the last one.
Yep. Padim kind of at odds with Bridge as well.
A little bit.
Not too surprising to see Kyre bottom that and take a Strix. Hazaret is able to attack, but unable to attack with
Yep.
with Bridge.
Yep.
So Ryan down to 1 card in hand.
Now, Hazaret is not any target. It is still just to each opponent, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, I mean, this Tez is going to be pretty good.
Now I think I saw Crucible of Worlds in Kyre's hand, so he's going to be able to get back a couple of those lands
Yeah.
from the graveyard.
Yeah,
if he
that's actually
wants it.
quite strong. I mean, he can grab this Mox Diamond. That's literally all he can grab. But it's, I think you do, because it makes Tezzeret's ultimate better, right?
Sure.
You're gonna hold on to it until you can actually put a land behind it.
Oh, cute. So I think Kyre's gonna cast Crucible, get back a land.
So land goes into play, though. You can play it.
And play Strix.
Oh wow, yeah, what a play! Let's see if he draws a land off the top and get that Mox Diamond in.
He
There
does,
you go.
and can get the Mox. Cool. And backup Tez here is actually pretty good too. So
It is quite good because you can go ult.
likely Hazaret's going to activate to keep Tez off of ult.
You can't redirect Planeswalkers anymore,
Ah,
so Hazaret
yeah,
can't do it.
You're right. New rules, yeah. Wow. So, yeah, I'd say without Fiery Confluence, this is going to be a pretty quick game. Magus and Strix trade.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
No surprises there.
Nope. Oh, I think you play the land from your hand.
Yep.
I guess it doesn't matter so much right here, but
Definitely want to try and keep things a little bit lower. I would be surprised not to see ult into second Tez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kyra's just gonna plus.
I think there's a Thopter Foundry right there, and another Ensnaring Bridge and a Dimir. Yep.
There's Thopter Foundry. So Thopter Sword combo is online.
Yep.
And that should easily do it for Kyra as well.
Yep. Oh, I missed the backup. I missed who won that. I was so concentrated on what's going on up here.
So Thopter Sword combo.
Make a bunch of 1/1s. I don't
Alright.
need to yet, but I'll make a bunch of 1/1s.
Kyra's gonna pass turn. He's got the ability to make 3 1/1s at end of turn.
And gain 3
Gain
life.
3 life.
Yeah, I mean, the game's over.
Yep.
Red can't do it.
For sure. We're just
Explain
doing
the
these one at a
combo.
time. Okay. And
Other right there. There you go. We have Thopter somewhere. I'm sure he's grabbing him.
trigger.
Okay, he goes back on top. Do it again.
Being very careful to make sure this all happens.
Other way. Both of them come down. Yep, there you go. 20. We can do it one more time. I think I understand what's going on. There you go. Well done, Ryan.
Has the loop been established?
Hope so.
Alright, so force backup should make this pretty trivial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna ult, and then Ryan's gonna pick
Yeah,
it up.
you could ult and then ult again if you really wanted to. I definitely want to make sure that once Skyr comes in,
Of course, yeah.
that we remind him that his See the Synod is still an artifact.
So 2-0 there.
Yep.
These guys are going to another game, which leads me to believe. We'll see who starts off, and we'll figure it out from there.
I think they were just mulliganing for the first time. That was a relatively long game. It felt like.
Yeah.
So I didn't see who won, but
interested to see more of Josh's list here.
Yeah, why Storm Chaser mages?
Right, exactly.
Maybe they're in place of the Turnim Nemesis.
Could be. Yeah. I don't know. I saw Young Pyro, so I know those are in there. Haven't seen any Gurmags or anything like that, so could be kind of in that slot as well.
Essentially. No, I saw the Young Pyros. Yeah, it could have been the Gurmags. You're right. So it looks like it did end up going to Kevin because Josh is starting out.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Kevin sideboarded into Manaless Dredge.
I'll discard my Phantasmagorian.
And we're off to the races. You know, I beat that. I played Turn 1 Deathrite Shaman, and Cameron goes, end of turn, discard Phantasmagorian, and I'm like, sure. Pass it back to him, so it ends up he has to decide if he discards the Phantasmagorian or if he doesn't. And he does. He has one Dredger. And I eat it at end step, and then...
Got there.
Yep. I couldn't get it back. So.
All right, well, Kevin with...
he's on slow depths, guys.
Yeah, so that's going to be the medium speed depths.
Medium depths.
As opposed to the turbo depths variant. Deathrite, just really strong card. It is going to die here to a daze.
No!
Delver is being lazy and will not flip.
Hey, some days you just gotta phone it in. And I think that's what Delver's doing. He's like, 2020s, I don't want to fight those.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
Ponder coming in. I'd be shocked not to see it flip next turn off of this.
Yep.
And
you know, it's always when I was playing Delver, because I'm really bad at Delver because I'm not used to having to set up Delvers. I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna draw this.
Draw the cantrip or whatever.
Draw the cantrip or whatever. And then I have a creature on top, and I'm just like, what have I done with my life?
So we see force.
Can we call it Sunday Driver Depths? Okay.
Sunday Driver Depths. I like it.
I'm going to call it Sunday Drive Depths.
So another basic fetch by Kevin. Kind of surprising. Like, the deck runs a lot of lands, right? And I don't think that you're terribly concerned if they wasteland your duels, because you'd rather them wasteland your duels than your combo.
I agree.
So I'm kind of surprised to see the aggressive basics fetch.
Wasteland is cheats.
Very unlikely that Josh has anything like Blood Moon in his deck, although you never know.
I have seen it. I've definitely seen it out of Grixis Delver decks.
I've seen it out of 4-color.
Yes, that was like the talk of the tournament at GP Seattle was Blood Moon out of 4-color, and you're just like, really?
Yeah, I've certainly that. This looks to be. Is that a library?
Oh, Fiery Confluence does do real work in the last matchup.
Yeah,
just thinking about it, because it's like destroy 3
Yeah,
artifacts.
yeah.
Force Pitch gets Axiom Probe. Was that
I think it was a library. Is that?
I can't see
Sylvan library, maybe.
Potentially.
Dark Depths in hand.
Who knew that this Gataxian
Oh,
probe was
man.
there? I wonder who
Delver
set
flips.
this ponder up.
All right. Delver kicks into gear. We're going to probe, and we'll get a good look at Kevin's hand here. Into the north.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
Crop rotation into the north. Abrupt decay.
Into the north was the thing. Okay. Gotcha. Into the north.
Which I think is fine.
All right. Double abrupt decay.
Josh, please don't have Cabal Therapy. That's all we need. Because the abrupt decays are going to keep Kevin in this game.
Yeah, abrupt decay is a pretty good card.
For some reason, unbeknownst to anyone, unbeknownst to me, certainly, I'm very in favor of the Sunday Drive Depths winning. I just like Depths decks, unless they're Paul playing lands. Because when Paul plays lands, I can't beat him. The decays are just there to taunt him. Oh, absolutely. We knew it. We knew it all along.
Kind of surprising too. So, I wonder how many basics Kevin's playing. I'd assume you'd want at least one or two snow covereds for Into the North.
I'm surprised he's playing basics
like,
and not
yeah,
snow covered.
Yeah,
because that's like the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good for both of our informations.
So it looks like Josh is toying with the idea of playing Deathrite, and he'll probably do so second main. In for 3 comes Delver. He's got a Brainstorm. Kind of surprised to see
Deathrite and then Brainstorm.
Yeah.
I think I would have Brainstormed first and then.
If you're gonna Brainstorm this turn, I think I would prefer to Brainstorm first.
Especially if you do have Cabal Therapy. I mean, if he doesn't have Cabal Therapy, then this is why. But BT Roche.
Alright, so can Kevin make it 2020 this turn? He's 1 card off.
Yeah. You need a Soul Wind. Why? Why aren't you? You need to stop his threats. You can play Into the North later.
So, fetching up.
Do you have a basic? I mean,
presumably he does.
Snow covered basic. You have a snow covered basic, you can get off this.
Unless this is like a Sylvan Scrying or something, but
pretty sure it's Into the North. Why would you look at that card so much?
I wonder if it's his 1 of basic. If he drew his one snow covered. So that's a Urborg.
So I guess we saw a Sylvan Scrying.
So it must be a Sylvan Scrying, but then it's kind of surprising that you're not getting Thespian Stage, right?
No, because you can crop rotate into Thespian Stage.
Yeah, but crop rotation is such a liability against decks with counterspells.
I agree. I
don't know, man.
I'm not Kevin.
Oh no, man.
These lines aren't making sense. Where is Hackbert when we need him?
Urborg comes down.
Calling all Hackberts.
Making those volcanic islands into tricolored
Grixis lands.
Grixis lands. Delver comes in for 3. And Josh passes the turn. Alright, down comes Dark Depths. 2 Abrupt Decay, Crop Rotation, and 1 Unknown in hand.
So we must be like setting up a crop rotation thespian stage play like that.
Yeah,
Has to
so
be.
that's definitely
Higher.
the play that's being set up. But
So we saw you win,
yeah,
but also Seed of the Synod is still an artifact under Blood Moon.
I asked. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know.
Well,
I-
we're,
so
we're
just,
telling you
just
now.
so you know,
So like what? I could have.
you had
killed,
one more damage.
Could,
Yeah.
could I have killed one turn earlier?
No, it's the same.
No.
Okay.
But
I wasn't sure. I didn't count it.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah.
I forgot. I'm not used to playing artifact lands.
definitely the same. Yeah, and we were talking about those weird interactions with Blood Moon.
I actually asked my opponent if it
Yeah.
was, and he said no. So, but then again, I should probably call a judge, not ask my opponent.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like Dryad Arbor is still 1/1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
legendary lands are still legendary.
Yeah, that's worth noting. Actually, I might have been able to win a turn earlier if that's the case. I want to say I was 1 turn off. The turn earlier, or one off, because I ticked up to 5, right? I think I did.
Yeah, me too. But
Yeah, I think I could have. Cool. That game blocked.
Yeah.
There was no way I was.
Yeah,
losing.
both
he
those
needed,
games
he
were
needed like
pretty
a
easy.
fiery confluence
Mhm.
and to hit very it was either of those games. I mean, either of those games, if you found fiery confluence, could have been really bad for you. But
Sunday Drive Depths.
slow depths.
Slow depths.
Someone just asked for us to name it Sunday Drive.
I like it. I like it a lot. What Bright Mind did that?
Bear with 2 guns.
Bear with 2 guns. I like your style.
Well, we got a 2020.
Let's see if Josh has an answer.
And he's at 15, so he's not going to be able to gain enough life off of Death Right. A Diabolic Edict, maybe?
It has to be pretty much Edict or Bust at this point.
Or Submerge.
Could be a Liliana or something like that. But
Auto Greek system. I mean, he's
yeah.
played Storm Chaser Mage, so
yeah, anything's possible.
the world is our oyster.
Storm Chaser could buy a turn.
He's playing
not,
Grixis.
Not a turn.
Does he have Storm Chaser?
Yeah.
Really?
He had Storm
Yep.
Chaser.
Really?
We saw it.
It blocked a Merit Lage game 1. So, I mean, yeah.
Abrupt Decays are going to stop any creature that Josh is playing from blocking that.
Did the Delver attack
He
into
does
Merit
have.
Lage?
He has an Edict in hand.
Wouldn't he Edict last turn?
He should
before
Edict in
blocks?
response to
Yeah, you
this.
got to Edict in response to this.
He has to Edict here. Yeah, it's a little loose to let him untap. Because if he has like a second crop rotation, then get him.
Didn't he win that last turn, or did he really rip it off the top?
The Edict?
Yeah,
He should have done it last turn if he had it.
because he attacked
Before
and he
blocks,
let,
yeah.
he let it block.
Yeah.
Sunday Drive Depths. Wow.
Slow.
And the names that we get for decks in this stream is just fantastic.
There are some
Oh,
great
yeah.
ones. We need a better one for Tez.
I usually just call it Tez or Tezzerator.
Yeah. Big Mama time. Well, we need another Big Mama. This game is not looking as excellent as it was a turn
I've
ago.
always called Tez Mike.
It's
Yeah.
Why?
not Chad.
Yeah.
You should definitely Abrupt Decay this
Like-
Death Ride Shaman so that
Mike the Seeker.
Markery!
Isn't Harry Potter a seeker?
No, he's a wizard.
Yeah, but when he's playing Quidditch, isn't he?
Sure. Alright, Deathrite. Gonna eat an Abrupt Decay.
I think Kevin can still win this.
Kevin definitely can still win this.
My wife did that today to my car.
Ouch.
You thought she loved you.
And I'm just... Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, so there's a stifle?
Ooh, Stifle.
Oh!
Stifle on the trigger. Josh, with some interesting cards in here.
Which
What?
trigger was stifled, sorry?
Why would you stifle
So,
that one? Don't you want to wait?
He
Wait.
stifled to get 2 damage off of his Deathrite.
Legit
So doing that, it doesn't actually increase the clock, right? Unless he has a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Or no?
He'd need that Delver to
No.
flip.
No, even if he had a lightning bolt, it would be the same clock. That was an interesting stifle. I think I would have waited.
You could really blow out the depth stack with the stifle at the right time.
If they make a 2020, like you can stifle the
Well, you want to stifle the right thing.
yeah, you don't stifle the dark depths.
You don't stifle the dark depths.
Yeah, you stifle
the stage. Yeah.
Yep. Now what you do is you trick your opponent into copying your dark depths, and then you Teferi's response them. Got him!
Teferi's response. Great card.
Sounds like you've been hanging out with HC.
Alright.
I think I need to build a blue depth stack. So I can tear Teferi's response other depth stacks. Teferi's response. I'll play Teferi's response and stifle. Try and wasteland me like, nah, bruh.
So Dark Confidant comes down on Kevin's side, and this is going to be a little bit risky.
Hey, Bryce.
At 5 life.
Join us.
We've got all the casters here at the same time.
Wow.
Pretty much.
It's caster
Yeah,
central
we got
over
some of our extras that aren't in here, but yeah.
Hi,
Well,
Jack.
we're attacking with a 2-1. Guys, the madman behind the scene, the Sunday driver. It's the 2-1.
The
Bob
1-2.
Fadant.
Uh-huh.
The Bob
2-1?
Fadant
Yeah.
made it into play.
It's good.
Gotta deal some damage somehow.
Yeah. I mean, when most of your deck are 2 drops or less, and all you want to do is draw a Thespian stage.
A little risky.
Hey, there's a stifle.
I want to see what you're doing.
I would love to show you.
Kyra's just laughing at all the blood.
How many people are playing? We got 16 players in this tournament.
You know what's funny? What's funny about
Oh,
it?
did we get up to 18? They
Is,
told me 16.
I liked your double basic draw against the blood.
Oh, right? Wasn't that crazy? Well, or wait. Didn't I fetch off the first one?
Yeah, you fetched one, but you
I
had
fetched one, then I drew the second.
yeah, and you had a signet. So
And I assigned it. Well, that's what's so funny is so in my round 1 I played against Red Prison as well. So I played against Red Prison twice.
Yep.
And it was Max, and he was telling me that like he beat me handily in game 1, and then after I beat him games 2 and 3, he's like, this is like an 80-20 matchup for me. Like, I don't know what you're doing different, but I'm really impressed. You know, like he's like, and I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing different either. But that was an insane match. And then I turned around, played against the matchup again, and just like handily 2-0'd. Like, if you guys were watching that, like,
Yeah,
I
we
never had an issue.
Yeah,
at all.
I mean, between Abrades and
Confluence.
Confluence, like, the game should be terrible for you.
Yeah.
But they just drew the wrong parts of their deck.
I did have. I want to say I played a Padim on turn 3 against in my first round.
Okay.
So like it really shuts down Confluence.
Yeah.
And and a braid. So that was pretty good, but it's been fun. Because I lent out my Jund deck today.
Yeah.
I
We saw it on
saw it,
camera, and
yeah.
we're like, is he playing 4-color? Is he playing Dak Faden with, the punishing Dak or whatever?
Tim was on.
And then we're like, oh no, this is Jund. It's very much Jund.
Yeah. So
speaking of 4-color, there is at least one 4-color in the room. I forget who was asking in chat, but
Calvin's
someone.
Yeah, Calvin's on 4
Pap,
color.
there's at least one 4-color in the room. It's a little bit heavier green on the 4-color scale today. It's running Goyfs and stuff like that.
Calvin's running with Goyfs
Yeah.
today.
Yep. He played Ghost today.
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. Neither
He's
of us
he's
have
just
any idea.
trying some weird things, I
Yeah, it
guess.
was interesting.
That's strange. Okay. No, it's not. It's awesome.
Cool.
It's not silly.
Yeah,
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 I feel the same way.
I'm
now.
with you.
Yeah, that's strange.
But
There's a bad blood in there.
No, I got turn 1 Blood Moon both games in my second match.
And you had Mox Diamond.
I had Mox Diamonds.
I mean, he had 3
and-
Mox Diamonds at the end of that match.
Yeah, and I had Diamonds and Signets. It's 7 cards in my deck plus 3 basics. It's actually not too bad. That's 10 cards that push over Blood Moon.
so Kevin's dropping down to 2 here. That's pretty low when you got a Bob in play. Even with the death rate. wonder what Needle's naming. If it's naming Deathrite, this might be interesting.
Is the life gain?
Yeah.
I think it is. It's either that or Thespian Stage. Why would you play a second Deathrite if it's naming that, though?
Damage.
Yeah, it attacks.
I guess.
I mean,
But,
it's
I
on,
mean, you die to the
it's
Bob
gonna
for
be
that.
it's gonna be on Thespian Stage or Death, right? Like there's,
Yeah.
It's not on the Safekeeper.
Choke.
Oh boy.
So
boy.
those islands will not untap. In for 3. I think Josh is definitely on the die to Bob triggers plan.
Yeah. Well, on upkeep. Wait, there's forests. Yeah. Kevin should definitely gain some life next upkeep.
Unless Needle's naming Deathrite.
Yeah, then that is very interesting. This slow depths deck, like, what does it play over 1 mana though? There's not a lot. You need to flip like another Bob or
like
that
Sylvan
Choke.
Scrying or
Vapor Snag?
to the north.
Uh-oh.
Vapor Snag.
Uh-oh.
Vapor Snag your Deathrite. Alright, so you're
Give
just
a
gonna
hexproof.
Sylvan Safekeeper target that.
What that have even done?
It
So
would make
it
him go
deals
to
1 damage, yeah. So
and
if
then
it gets
the
a Thoughtseize or
Bob
something,
trigger would go on the stack.
Yeah.
Alright, so Deathrite is active.
so it must be a Thespian
It's gotta
Stage
be
or a Wasteland.
Yeah, so upkeep.
So he's not dying. I mean, he
oh,
wins
yeah,
here,
and,
right?
End step he gets to gain too. Yeah, there's nothing going
Yep.
on.
This should be a win for Kevin.
No, looks like it.
Just kind of squeaking through.
Is that cards and stuff? Cards and- Doing cards and
No.
stuff.
All right, so Kevin takes the game and the match, and some kind of interesting stuff out of Josh's deck. It looks a lot more blue-red Delvery, and it's with black for, I'm assuming, Deathrite
And Edict, he had Edict.
and Edict. But we haven't seen any Gurmags.
Interesting.
We haven't seen much else other than that. I wonder
I mean,
if there's
we've
there's
seen-
a Gurmag on the bottom.
We've
so.
seen Josh play enough to know that he's
Inquisition.
he used to play blue red.
Okay.
That's his main.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe
So, I mean, maybe he made the transition but just didn't make it
Sure.
all the way.
right.
And it's kind of like brewing his way into it.
Yeah, maybe he's
But
like
I didn't
working
see
his
any-
way towards like
I didn't see any,
therapies and stuff like that. And I don't know.
Well, yeah. And
Like-
when we don't have them, and we don't have therapies and stuff,
Yeah,
they just sell
for
out.
sure.
Every time I get them. I had 2 playsets and I traded away one of mine.
And they're cheap, so like
They're like $2 a
Therapy
piece.
for you.
Like an altered therapy?
Well, like when you let me.
Do you?
It's on about
Is it a flow or non flow?
grade 1.
Okay.
Keep it.
No,
Keep
I thought-
Oh, okay.
No,
Sells the store, the
alter
store
it.
needs them.
Alter it, Bryce. Alter it.
No, like it's.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
they're so
care.
bendy.
You can alter it, and then I'll take it back from you, and I'll pay you for the altar. I just want to see a really cool Graveborn altar.
You're gonna head back to us.
Yeah,
Hang out with the booth for a
for
moment.
sure. We got a full booth.
What are we even doing?
We do.
Just
We
back
should get, we
here.
should get Bryce in the picture too. We don't have enough chairs.
Patrick.
Cover up everyone else.
All right,
Who do we have in chat right now? Who's here? Who's hanging out? Lost Mystery.
we got
Bear?
Pat Bear.
MTG Bot. Ooh.
MTG Bot, it's here once
Lost
again.
Mystery.
It's always here.
Jorgensen has been here pretty much most of the evening,
Yep,
so
Jorgensen.
Hi, Jorgensen.
we haven't seen Hackbert. We haven't
Captain
seen
QC.
Captain QC.
No, we can't get all of our regulars
No.
every time.
We haven't seen Fox. He's moving out to Boise soon. Is that Bubble? What?
The bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
Are you talking about tires? Jorgensen's not
Jorgensen's
here.
Oh,
I don't know if you're
sorry.
Well, I'm gonna go grab
A water really quick while everyone's in the booth.
I'll go meet
All
the
right.
round start sooner.
Bryce is gonna make the round start sooner.
Oh man, people are doing things.
Okay.
That means I might have to go.
let's get the shuffle going here.
What? What's happening?
Huh? Everyone's shuffling around. Because we have not only the best shuffle cams on all of Twitch, but also the best shuffling broadcasters on all of Twitch. So
Pence Trumps. Yeah, we have at least one Lance player.
Yep.
We have two who play in our meta, but one of them's not usually. Well,
usually.
one of them's inconsistent with coming. One of them's here always. So.
Yep.
Yes, we have Lands, and he usually does really well too. He didn't earn his name,
Oh, yeah.
Paul the Legend of Vermin, for being bad at Lands. He's really, really
Definitely
good player.
Good lands player. Allurin.
Allurin?
Sometimes we have Allurin in the room. Sometimes we don't.
We've had two Allurin players in the past. I think both of them are kind of done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's Zach who's playing it, and I think he's been on Bant Blade
Mm-hmm.
lately. He's not here today.
Yeah, fair enough.
Usually our Friday turnouts are a little smaller than our Tuesday ones. Speaking of that, for all of you who do not know, anybody new in the chat, we do this every Tuesday and Friday. We're always streaming Legacy. I guess Patrick's been doing like earlier in the day stuff for Standard. That seems weird to me.
That's a weird way to spell legacy.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it really is. But on Tuesday and Friday nights, we're always here, always playing Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, you're gonna have me here commentating on Tuesdays with Bryce, and then
On Fridays with me.
always Matt.
Yep.
The other
And
person who
other
knows.
people who come in periodically. So.
Yep. All right, looks like things are
Looks
gonna
like people are starting up, so
get started here
we'll
pretty
get
soon.
people started, and good luck on Tez, and I'm sure we'll see you a little bit more.
Hopefully, if I want to keep running it. You know,
Yeah.
like I want to keep doing well. Is anyone on a Legacy Painter? Not. I know people who have it, but no, I don't know anybody on Legacy Painter right now. The round is up.
Storm, we haven't seen too much. Hey, Pat, thanks for the follow.
I played against it last week.
Yeah. Sometimes we have Storm, sometimes we don't. On Tuesdays, sometimes I'm playing Doomsday. Let's see. We got people sitting down. On our tables, we don't have any word on what's going on here, but that looks like that's Paul. Let's get some stuff going. So, Paul on lands. Yeah. That is our lands player. Legacy approach of the second son. Only you, Jorgensen. Only you. You're the only person playing that. You're wrong. Lands is pretty good. Lands is okay. I've been seeing lands do pretty well. It's one of those decks where if you're good at playing the deck, it can be pretty resilient. If you're not, then you'll struggle.
Where's the timer? Like the thing that starts the round.
We have a timer.
Do you want anything to drink?
Sure.
What do you want?
Surprise me.
Surprise you?
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't want to drink?
No monster, please. He might be on Steel Stompy. We'll see. That looks like a land start to me. Yep. That looks like a land start to me. I was shocked when he played Steel Stompy. It's kind of cool to see, though. Alright, let's see what we got over here. Versus...
So you have to get the reference. Call me Ishmael.
Nice. All right.
What's guy playing against? Paul on lands?
Calvin.
Oh, Calvin. Bark out there. With glyphs. I can type them.
All right.
Okay, but
Sweet. Okay. So
we're gonna watch the lands matchup.
yeah, we had some people talking about lands, so stick on lands for a little bit.
That works. Should probably reset the timer.
That's a good thing to do.
So 5. Start. We thought tonight with Classic Night. Well, we might, depending on how fast these matches go, they both should be pretty quick.
Yeah.
I might run out and play Classic with Kyer.
Classic is great.
Make sure it's set the timer.
Classic is not Legacy, though.
Classic is not.
As soon as Classic becomes Legacy, though, let me know. All right.
Okay.
So I'd have to imagine that Needle is naming Wasteland, and that is why Paul has a Ghost Quarter.
I would assume that that is the case.
Off
Did he
of the-
crop rotate for it?
Yes, he did.
Huh.
Which makes a lot of sense if he knows the matchup,
Which he does.
which he does.
He played against like 3 Turbo Depths players in Seattle.
Sure.
I'm making a lot of noise, guys. Sorry, I all of a sudden got a weird feeling. So I'm gonna slowly take some bites out of this thing.
Well, there you go. Don't die. It's hard to explain.
That's the main reason.
Mhm.
My wife wouldn't care. I'm just kidding. She would be not very happy with it. Everyone. How did that happen?
See? Told you it's hard to explain. There's lots of questions.
You don't need all those questions. This is an intense matchup. Who wins it?
I think Lands is favored because they have so many ways to interact with the 2020, and they can make their own. So you can see some weird things happen, like if Kevin plays down a Dark Depths, Paul might be able to stage it, and do something like that.
Exactly.
And just having access to like Ghost Quarter, Kevin likely doesn't want to name Ghost Quarter with a Pithing Needle because he probably runs at least one of his own.
I think they run a full 4.
Do they?
I think so in most Depths decks.
The turbo ones run less. I don't know about the slower build.
I remember playing. I think it was 2 or 3, maybe. I guess you play Wasteland, just get the land down. I like how he's got 2 lands plus his own Thespian stage out before he tries to go for a Dark Depths.
Sure. Also,
Because that allows him, right, to kind of force Paul to try and
right,
go first.
yeah,
I don't know, this is a really weird shell game, cat and mouse type thing.
right. And Paul gets to run cards like Caracas and Maze and stuff like that. That can
Maze of it
can
was
blank.
pretty good here.
But what gets really interesting with that is if like a Sylvan Safekeeper or something like that enters, then you've got this really weird game of like Sylvan Safekeeper able to protect and get through a 2020. So
Yeah,
Kevin might be able to sneak something through.
Yeah, and Kevin can get down his Dark Deathrite Shamans and kind of control the board that way, or he can get
Yeah, if Loam gets going really efficiently, then
you're
the
drawing
game's
3
over.
times as many cards. This is like the nightmare matchup.
It's pretty rough game one. It gets a lot better in post board games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, well, Kevin gets to bring in cards where he doesn't actually have to attack with a 2020 to win. He can bring in
Like he's got bobs and stuff.
right of whatever that just flings the 2020 at his opponent. Right of consumption, I think it is.
Yeah.
And so not having to attack with the 2020 makes it a lot
Better for him.
a lot easier to fight through.
Yeah. Well, he crop rotated his thespian stage for another thespian stage. So it tells me that Paul's like got a life from him or something. Now, I can't remember what build Paul is on right now. He might be on the 4 Ghost Quarters, or he might be on the 2 and 2 with the Rashad ports.
If he's on 4 quarters, that's going to be pretty good. Here comes a 2020 of Paul's own, and we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kevin can build a 2020 if he's got it.
Yep. And Safekeeper to protect is a good spot to be. It looks like he does have the 2020. And then getting it through is just a matter of...
I mean, his Sagiri step's already in place. So it's not a matter of Sagiri step. I don't know how this one ends.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they have to get through this at the moment.
Maybe they just both have 2020.
Might be the 2020 standoff. I think Paul wins that standoff.
I mean, he's got Punishing Fire or something.
Yeah, Punishing Fire. Caracas. Caracas is what he needs. So, if
does he main deck it?
I don't know. If I'm sure Paul probably does, right? So, if Paul has Caracas, Paul can get a Caracas and get in there with the 2020.
Paul's just landed his Tabernacle and just destroy your indestructible creature.
Start working on.
Oh, never mind.
Caracas. Okay, Caracas coming in. All right.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Jeez.
Awkward. So,
I mean,
what's interesting is he could have sacrificed a land to keep it around, but it's just every turn sacrifice a land, right?
Yeah, unless he gets a Ghost Quarter. I bet a Ghost Quarter was on the top of his deck, and he's kind of mad that happened.
So, yeah, Paul takes game 1.
No, that's it.
Kevin gets to sideboard in Right of Consumption, and I'm not sure what else he has for the matchup. It kind of depends on the deck. Probably some number of Surgical Extractions would be my guess, so being able to...
some kind of graveyard hate, yeah. Besides the Bazooka Bog.
Mm-hmm. So something to deal with a loam type thing, and then maybe Caracas of his own in order to fight off the 2020s out of his opponent's deck.
Jerry's Dark Depths Turbo. Dark Depths T lists.
I've seen a lot of lists
I've seen
going
as many
with
as
2.
3.
Yeah, 2 seems to be the average, I think.
Yeah, but 2 seems to be a more normal number.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Jace versus
Thopter.
Boundary.
Yeah.
About even on mana.
I mean, Kyre has an available Force of Will in his hand. Yeah, it looks like they're about even on mana. Both have their colors.
Kyre looks to be down on cards.
Nikos, you're so right. That playmat is one of the best.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome one.
It's definitely not a cancel cantrip stuff, but it's pretty good. Hey, Padim is pretty solid.
Yeah, Padim, if it lands, is pretty good.
Kyre has 2 Force of Wills in hand, so I guess that's what you go with.
Down comes Padim. Let's see if this is something Calvin wants to fight over.
I mean, it's card advantage. It's going to give him. It's going to allow him to draw cards.
Force, hard cast.
Force pitch, force.
And
force pitching a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Force pitch, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Both playmats are actually really good. I like both of them quite a bit.
Yeah.
Force pitch, Yu-Gi-Oh force. Well, all of its artifacts have hexproof, and you can draw extra cards.
So, does that mean... Well, it looks like we're going to see a brainstorm here off of Jace. I'm kind of surprised. Padim doesn't have hexproof itself, does it?
Does not.
So I'm kind of surprised not to see.
But Calvin can play his own Baleful Strix, which will tie up the largest artifact. And I think Padim says you have to have the largest.
Yeah. Fair enough. We can even pull that up on screen.
You're right. Rights of consumption.
Or Tide. So Tide still draws him a card.
Okay. And it's a 1/4, which does stuff.
So Kyre is playing Tez, and Calvin's playing 4-color.
Yep.
And yeah.
Calvin's playing a 4-color control deck.
Ooh.
Kyre's playing a Grixis Tez Raider deck.
Culligan's Command. Pretty good in this matchup. We're going to see Command plus Bolt take down Padim.
Yeah.
And now, looks like Strix is going to be the play. Calvin thinking about it.
Is this Hearthstone? Maybe. It's like Hearthstone. Deathrite, Shaman, and Baleful Strix. Hey, that's a pretty good card I've heard that he just drew in his hand.
Yeah, this is paper Hearthstone.
Yeah, it's papers. Pretty new.
They used to have a World of Warcraft card
They
game.
did, yeah. All right, so Thopter Sword combo is in play.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's one way to be playing some Magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like our other match is about ready to start.
This is a triggered ability, right? So he could just play it, tap it, sack it before the ability goes off, right? And make a dude.
Do what?
If he has another Mox Diamond in hand, which he does, can he play it and tap and sack in response to the trigger?
Don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, Kyre's making dudes.
Yeah, I don't think that you can use Mox Diamond as a Lotus Petal.
Oh. What I want?
Yeah.
It's an as it comes into play thing.
So Sylvan Safekeeper is a pretty strong start for Kevin here.
Yeah, it is. He's looking at, can't quite tell, Verdant Catacombs, not Urborg. Thespian Stage with the Sylvan Safekeeper. Okay, I can understand the Urborg coming down. You swing one, that's Jill. Shake it once, that's fine. Shake it twice, it's okay. Shake it 3 times.
Hex Mage is the follow-up.
It's a pretty strong start
Pretty good
there.
start, and Paul looks to be on a much slower start here. We see Mox being played, Mox Diamond pitching, looks like second Grove, and playing third
Holy
Grove.
wow.
Well, if there's ever a punishing fire, this might be a good start. And here we do see punishing fire. Punishing fire on the Hex Mage. And you're going to see a land being sacked to stop that from dying.
Okay, show us the Dark Depths.
Yeah,
Now is the time.
Dark Depths here is a really good spot to be.
Dark Depths get a 20/20. I really like that play there, getting rid of the Urborg, because now it makes Paul's lands just that much worse. If he can abrupt decay that Mox Diamond, it can really turn Paul off. Well, somehow Kyre lost all of his... Oh. Kolaghan's Command killed his Thopter Boundary off of a Snap Catastrophe
Good card, for
on
sure.
the backup.
Alright, down comes Dark Confidant. In
Well,
for 3.
Seems good. Gotta find that chicken. Find me that chicken. Chicken.
Second Urborg was the play from Kevin, so we're kind of in the same position here. Punishing Fire able to take care of one thing, but
How far does it
able
really get you? Yeah.
to stop that? As long as Kevin keeps playing out lands.
Kevin has a lot of pressure here.
Oh, so
He's playing the Mox Diamond and getting rid of the Taiga. There we go.
pitching Mox Diamond to play Taiga. I like it.
Solid.
So this allows 2 activations of Punishing Fire.
Okay.
So he's going to let that one resolve.
No.
No,
He got rid of his
that's
Urborg
good
to say that.
Yep.
I missed 2-1 on Kai on the backup match. I think Calvin got it.
Urborg stacked. Have to think Grove is being activated, and you're gonna try to go after. Not sure what you go after here. Probably Dark Confidant.
I think so. I think you have to. Dark Confidant is just the best card here. But, I mean, if you're Kevin...
What's going on here? Oh, crop rotation. So, gain life, crop rotate.
Oh, Tabernacle.
Tabernacle would be a good one.
It's
And
gotta
then
be.
you can Punishing Fire more effectively.
Yeah.
On following turns, I guess. Yep, Tabernacle is the go-to. So we'll see what Kevin does here. Interesting interactions with Tabernacle. It is a destroy effect, so it will not hit a merit Lage token, even if there are no lands in play.
Yep.
On Kevin's side, it looks like he has Abrupt Decay, something else, and then it looked like a Life from the Loam in hand. So
Life from the Loam is pretty good.
trigger on Dark Confidant happens, and that's a Dark Depths.
So you're gonna pay for your.
And Paul's kind of being punished here for tapping his Ghost Quarter to make this this play happen last turn, the Punishing Fire. Yeah, the order, active player, non-active player. So Tabernacle triggers should have happened
Tabernacle,
first.
it actually puts on the creature, so it's the active player trigger. It's
Is it?
actually an active player
Oh,
trigger.
it is an active player.
So you get to
trigger.
stack it.
Okay,
No, he can stack it the way they did it. He's in the right order.
fair enough.
Yeah, it's a. Paul reminds me that it's an active player. It's actually the player's trigger and not his trigger.
Wow. So Dark Confidant is the keep, and I can't imagine that's correct.
Don't you just make the 2020?
I would assume you'd make a 2020 here. But apparently that's not what Kevin's going to do. So Dark Confidant attacks for 2. Wow, I'm really kind of shocked by that.
Because we know that Punishing Fire is just going to come and kill it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure you can afford to play around Caracas here.
yeah, I don't think you can play around Caracas. I think that was a massive mistake that just happened.
Because now Paul gets to untap with his Ghost Quarter and keep it up for basically ever.
Yeah, there's no way you can outgrind the Punishing Fires. Like your man plan is not going to work here. You have to go for the 2020. You had your opportunity to go for it. Pretty, like about as safe as you can get.
And it was very obvious to it was very obvious to me that that's what you do.
Yeah, and
You
so
play it, make a 2020, hope you don't lose.
yeah. But we'll see what Kevin has here in terms of follow-ups. Looks like a crop rotation's the draw for turn.
Almost good enough.
So Kevin's got to figure out a way to get past these Ghost Quarters.
Somehow. And Kyra is down a game. I was correct about that. On our backup.
The Ghost Quarter was tapped when he had Hexmage, so he had a 1-turn window where he could have just made the 20/20 and hoped, and he decided not to go for it and kept the.
He may be scared of another crop rotation from Paul to stop his combo.
Yeah, I just don't think you can afford to play around it at that
Well,
point.
he does have a life from Loam, so maybe he can play around it.
Life from the Loam just makes it even more like,
Why
not just go for it? In my opinion,
I don't know.
but I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Neither of us. My wife really wants me to go to California for my PhD, so I can
So
become a
you
doctor.
can be a doctor.
So I can actually say, but I am a doctor.
That was all I can get.
All right. Well,
I had my third meal of the day.
hey, that's more meals than I've had today.
Really?
Had one.
Are you doing intermittent fasting, or you just didn't eat any other meals?
Just
You forgot.
kind of forgot.
I've done that before.
Been doing a lot of work outside, and when I'm like working on a project, I usually don't want to eat. I just want to keep going
And finish it. Yep. No, I understand the feeling.
Yeah.
I do a very similar thing.
But then you kind of like binge out at the end
Yeah,
of the project,
yeah.
which is kind of bad. I
Yeah.
used to do that a lot. So all of Calvin's stuff is exiled. I think he knows that, though.
Yeah.
I hope he knows that. Because it's all exiled. Kyra, just play your second ley line. Nope, never mind. We're going to play a card that's better than the second ley line.
So while these guys are kind of thinking things through, I think Paul has this game.
Yeah, I would say that it's pretty
I'd
much
say
over.
it's pretty much over. Let's transition over, and we can watch a little bit more Tez.
I started watching Kyra's match and commentating on it as everyone knew it was going on.
All right, so we've got a Karn in play.
But Tezzeret was Spiral Blast.
Karn seems pretty good.
Well, Calvin was reminded that everything you played so far is exiled.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of important when you're playing Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, it could be. Makes Colgan's a little bit worse too.
Just a tiny bit.
A little bit. It's still really good in this matchup though.
I can stop a lot of his mana fixing right now. But
Wonder if Kyra sideboarded in Helm of Obedience to go with that ley line.
I mean, if you're bringing in the Leylands already,
Yeah.
I would find a way to make it happen.
All right, here comes him.
He lost Thopter Foundry and second Leyline. That's
I don't think
unfortunate.
he's too upset about that.
No, I mean, I think he would have rather lost the City Traders over that Thopter Foundry, but
Oh, he's got the Academy to
that is
get
true.
things back.
That is true. And he has Karn.
And Chalice on one.
Brainstorming response. There you go. Good job, Calvin. Playing your cards like a pro. like they're not banned in pre-modern.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. The Soul Lands are on the watch list in pre-modern
I believe it.
because Mud is a deck. Metalworker and Masticore.
Nice.
OG Masticore and Karn Silver Golem as your win cons. What the? Why is Calvin? They're all exiled.
Everything's exiled.
They're all exiled in the same place.
2 exile piles.
Judge. I'm exiling incorrectly. Which one do I get? Dak Faden or this card that's worth a little bit less?
Which one do I get immediately?
Which one do I get immediately? I really kind of want to correct Calvin, but it's like not worth my time
To go out there and correct him and tell him that both of his exile files need to be 1 exile file. Most of all the good cards are banned. All the cards that make it less fun.
His double secret exiled. He's gonna sneak it into play. It's like Cheaty Face in Commander.
It's in play.
You play. You play Mono Red Cheaty Face, right?
Yeah. Mono Red Cheaty Face. It's in play.
Attack for 3.
As soon as the game starts, whenever it gets to be your turn, you go, I will attack you. They go, you didn't pay for that. I say, it's in play. Now take your general damage.
We have never played Commander together, but I've always heard stories. Oh, man. It's in play.
It's in play. Alright. So Dak makes it to the hand eventually there off a Karn.
Swizzle fizzle dizzle. You're producing so much extra mana, Kyra, in order to get your deck Faden. But I think drawing 2 and discarding 2 is fine. So especially since one of them is maybe a Mox Diamond.
So here we see City of Traders trigger off of the...
No. The fetch doesn't. You have to put the land into play.
Okay.
Not front it. Like
Gotcha.
you have to play the land.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, you discard the 2 Mox Diamonds that are in your hand. Come on, Kyra, we all know the right answer.
Discard these 2, maybe?
Unless he has an extra land in his hand.
I don't think he does.
Oh, there's Padim up in... nope.
Beam
2
and...
You know what's funny? Kyra has 3 OG Mox Diamonds,
Mhm.
and then 1 of the From the Vault Mox Diamonds.
Just to keep it.
Just to keep it real. I mean, that's why he has the Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's
Force
a
Award.
very Kyre way of doing things. So he did have land.
Yeah, he's going to play Padim. Because he has an extra mana floater.
Yeah, sure.
No, he doesn't actually. No,
As you do.
But he's going to play
He's got Tomb.
Okay. 1, 2. Yep, he's going to have 1 mana floater. It's because Kyra's the worst.
Kyre's the worst.
Why is he the worst? I missed it.
For having different types of card art in his deck as opposed to all matching.
Oh, yeah.
It's because Kyre is Kyre.
On purpose.
On purpose. Very much on purpose.
Very much on purpose. So Snapcaster coming down as an ambush viper.
Hooray! It's going to go very well against your 1-4.
Kyre's pointing out the 2 exiles.
Come on, Kyre. It was double secret exiled.
Can't fool Kyre like that forever. Great playmats, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, Riley. Kyre's got a great one, and Calvin has a very good one as well. And in the Paul versus Kevin matchup on the backup cam, it's just literally Paul going, Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter, Life from the Loam, Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter.
Yep.
I mean, there's just a bunch of lands and mana producers in play. Like, it's not even, it's interesting to look
it's
at.
Pretty much the same board state.
Except there's some different cards in the graveyard than there were before. And more basics in play. Calvin's like, I'm gonna
I'll attack. You won't block. You won't block with your 1/4. You won't do it.
I mean, maybe Calvin has like the like lightning bolt, whatever. It's like he's not gonna kill whatever it is.
You won't. Kyre says, "Yeah, I'll block."
Nope, your Snapcaster Mage is exiled.
We win.
Kind
Kyre
of like a Colgan's command.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
2 damage to the beam and blow up your.
You can't target an artifact. It has hexproof.
Can't do that.
It still has
Target you for discarding your card. And Kyle says, "Okay."
Well, why didn't he just deal 2 damage to a planes blocker? Oh, it's creature or player.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do 2? Whatever.
What legacy? The only legacy.
Legacy.
The legacyest of legacies.
Legacy. Yeah, just legacy.
How you doing, Crimson Viper?
Welcome in. Much love. Drive here. And people are officially going at. What do you mean? What happened in the EU market?
Did something spike over there?
You transmute artifact to get the helm and then blast you in the face. Because he had 3 mana.
Good job, Kyre.
All right, so.
Well, let's show them the lands board state that hasn't changed whatsoever.
There's some stuff going on.
There's an asylum visitor. Even a plateau is over 100.
That's a bitter blossom, I think.
What is that? That is a bitter blossom.
That's a little spicy.
Interesting. Jorgensen, he just responded. All the duels are spiking.
Even plateau is over 100 euro. Wow.
You sold this French scrubland today for 180. Wow.
Wow.
Almost a price doubling for the non-blue duels. That's insane.
That's pretty crazy.
How much are Bayous at right now? Are they like 300? You know, maybe Paul doesn't have a life in the loam.
That's pretty low for the American. I mean, compared to the American market. I mean, depending on condition, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, value start at 220 for excellent. Yeah, that sounds right. Even a couple of months ago. Yeah. I understand the USD to Euro conversion. Needing the monies makes sense. EU did also used to be cheaper. A lot of people would get FWBs to fill out their dual lands because they're so much cheaper. You could get near mint trop, one whiteboarded trop for 170s for up until maybe a month or two.
Yeah, and they've gone up a lot.
They've gone up quite a bit. But good thing I know Chinese people, and I got my trop for 170 in Seattle.
Like near mint, like maybe a couple of nicks, but like it's not. Paul's up a game, but I forgot to do that thing.
I've got one more volcanic to buy, and it's kind of annoying
because it keeps going up.
Yeah.
We actually got one in, I think. But
yeah.
Then one of our guys picked it up. We have another one. I don't know. We have an underground in the trop right now.
Yeah.
Illusionary Mask went from 50 to 200. Are you talking about beta or unlimited? Because I have a beta. If beta one, or I have an unlimited. Sorry, if unlimited ones went from 50 to 200, I'm gonna be
ecstatic.
So ecstatic. I know a guy that has 2 playsets of beta ones.
Nice.
HC Fox has 2 playsets of beta. Dude, I own an unlimited. Right. I own something that just spiked.
Nice.
Because I'm not stupid.
All right.
You have a Highlander playset of mask. So do I have a Highlander playset of mask. Unlimited mask. So I can play Manifest Destiny.
We're off to the races here, Calvin, with the about the best start you could hope for with 4-color.
Deathrite Shaman.
First turn Deathrite?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bear with 2 guns, you can post a link. And it is absolutely the best start with 4-color. They're like, I can play my Leovold on turn 3. Or turn 2.
I don't have to play my Leovold on turn 3.
Dude. EX Plus at 210 right now.
Wow.
I can dump my mask for a money's.
Yeah.
I wanna see the graph. It's just like whoop. Oh, yep, it is.
Wow.
It's like tracking for here, and all of a sudden it's over 200. That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
I mean, it looks. Let's see. It looks like you can get some of them for 100, but that's still a double.
That's pretty crazy.
That's intense.
Like the circus.
Jeez. LP means something way different than it does here. Oh, do they have pictures? You're not helping me. Oh yeah, that is like MPHP in America.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That corner.
That corner is nasty.
Yeah.
And then the front of that card. They call that LP? Jeez. Yeah. Well, if my mask went up there, I'd probably get between 180 and 200. The USA equivalent of MKM is TCG player. TCG player is excellent. I don't know why Kyra's pointing out its Strix. Maybe it's because
Kyra's saying, did it resolve?
oh, maybe.
Just barely.
But at least we know that it's not double secret exiles
Yet.
yet.
Speaking of exiled, here comes an exile of the land from Deathrite Shaman. And
We're
that's
gonna
getting
pyroblasted.
pyroblasted.
Interesting. I mean, that's fine.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's not a ton at the moment that you want to pyroblast. Like, yeah, obviously the dream is to like get a planeswalker with it, but
Yeah. TCG player is kind of that, where it's not really regulated by SCG and CFB. Certainly, their prices do impact kind of what goes on there, but since there are more sellers and some of the smaller stores, I mean, we're a medium-sized store. There's stores even smaller than us that still sell some stuff online, and they'll kind of mess with prices. But for the most part, medium-sized and up stores kind of keep the prices relatively normal.
all right. So Sword of the Meek and Notion Thief go to the yard.
Yep.
Down comes
That's annoying.
Leyline.
I really wanted that Notion Thief to hit a brainstorm because Calvin got hit with a Notion Thief
Yeah.
last week.
Wow.
Or Monday. No, on Tuesday. Sorry.
Tuesday. Yeah.
By Remy.
Remy. Yeah. Or
Calvin goes brainstorm. Remy's like,
Yeah.
Notion Thief. And then Calvin's like, force pitch brainstorm.
Yep.
Remy's like, force pitch force.
Ooh.
And Calvin had two cards in hand.
Notion Thief pretty strong against brainstorm.
It
turns out.
It's a 5-card
As
change.
it turns out.
Yeah, if you wanna find the best deals on high end stuff, it's definitely through Facebook. And yeah, because Facebook doesn't snag fees, you save 5 to 13% depending on the seller. True. The difference between stores and individual sellers is you can usually walk into a store and they'll have it in stock for you. And definitely related to reserve list cards, stores generally will follow the trend upward and not go down. They're pretty price sticky. So stores
the reason that stores exist is because they pretty much will always have it. So if you just need the card now, that's what a store's for. Or if you just need the money now, or you just need to trade into something else now, that's what a store's for. And that's why stores can make money on the transactions, and that's why they can charge so much in fees and whatnot.
I'd say it tends to be a little bit more reliable too.
Yeah.
Like you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot more stable.
Yeah, you don't have to
You
worry
don't
about
have to
someone
worry
sending
about-
you fakes and trying to
Exactly.
check it all out.
Like, but that being said, you do pay a bit more for that.
You pay essentially a finder's fee
hmm
for that, and you definitely on reserve list cards, if you want to make a deal, get to know the individual that has the card, or get to know the owner of the store that has the card.
Yeah.
And work it out with them. That's the best way. Oh, all the price spikes killing Legacy. I mean, sort of. I still own 3 Legacy decks. Kyer has 3. He can build 3.
Yep.
You've got 1 nearly fully built,
Yeah, I'm just missing.
but
one
you're just
bulk.
getting back in
Yeah.
after selling your collection.
Yeah,
and
for
whatnot.
sure.
And then, I mean, most people
thing
here
is,
can build
like, yeah.
at least 2.
For blue decks, yes, you're kind of a little bit more limited on that without
Yeah.
spending a pretty penny, but there's definitely a lot of different ways to get in that are reasonably priced even right now. And if you did want to get into a blue deck right now, I think the deck to go to would be like Miracles, where Tundra hasn't really been as pricey.
Yeah,
as,
and you don't need as many.
Right, exactly.
It's mostly the fetch lines, and those things are
Yeah.
better.
For sure.
I agree with Jorgensen. He says it stalls the format rather
Yeah.
than kills it.
Yeah.
I think we might see very little growth over the next little while, but with more GPs, I mean, we're up to 4 Legacy GPs plus team events.
Right. I think these team events are doing a decent job of getting people interested in the format, and that's probably where you're seeing some of these spikes come from.
True.
But I don't know.
Yeah. And yeah, so owning 4 Legacy decks or being able to run things out is a way that you can keep it going.
Yeah.
There are people that own several Legacy decks that can kind of keep the format going, but I understand that it prices some people out and makes it a little less fun sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, people that want to play it want to build it will find a way. Jorgensen is more Legacy decks. Yeah, I know Jorgensen. You can pretty much build anything. Most of it in Japanese. I also agree that I think the reserve list should leave. I don't think it's great
Yeah.
for the game, but
Yeah, I agree. That being said, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. So, I
yeah.
don't know. It would have to... I think there'd have to be a lot more a need for that to go away.
Yeah. You're right. When Vintage became unaffordable, but it's played online pretty consistently. And the big championships and whatnot. Like the people that are still in Vintage still play it. Now I would love to own paper Vintage.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. But until then, I'll hold on to some of my beta power and whatnot and just like kind of sit. We'll see.
But I agree. I agree that stalling is as bad as death for most Magic formats.
Yeah.
If a format starts stalling out, it's usually going to die. So I can understand the fear there. At least there's not nearly as deep a constraint as there is on Vintage cards.
Right, yeah.
And both Matt and I are Vintage players, so online.
Yeah, online.
We understand the beauty and pain of being a part of that community.
Down comes Goyf.
Hey,
And
Kyra was like, so I heard you were doing some interesting things with your deck today.
Kyrie's going, yeah, I've got a ley line.
We do have another Goyf die that's a little easier to see than that one, but hey, look, Transmute Artifact.
Oh man, Transmute Artifact.
Is that a force in Brainstorm? Yeah, it is. The biggest problem I see is people who play Legacy are seeing all these price spikes and selling out to people who are going to lock their stuff up in a safe for 10 years. Yeah. I don't think it's happening. I don't know that it's as widespread as you think it is.
I don't think a ton of players are saying like, oh well, now's the time for me to get out of Legacy.
In fact,
I think a lot of
people are getting in right now.
I think a lot of people are buying and saying, well, I want to get my stuff now before everything spikes up.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a fear of missing out going on with that. I know certainly I was a bit of a part of that too with the LED spike that happened, and I got mine right at the beginning of that. But that was kind of scary when you're trying to buy into a deck in a format and you see all these things starting to go up, and you go, "Oh no!"
Yeah. Seriously, there's a lot of scare. I mean, I got my LED for about 130 right before it started the spike, and I had a buddy get his at an average cost of about 150.
Yeah, I got mine for about,
and you can still find them on eBay right now.
140, 150 a piece for a set. So
you can still find them on eBay right now for between 150 and 190. The last one that sold was at 195.
Yeah,
and so the price spike for them is pretty real.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good, Pap. $25 a pop.
See, he's pretty. Yeah. He's better at this than I am. See, modern prices are pretty insane. Yeah.
Yeah, modern prices too. Like, you know, if you look at a deck like Death Shadow in Modern, that's a $1,600 deck. Like, that's not far out of the realm of Legacy.
When I went from Modern Jund into Legacy Food Chain, I spent like $300.
Yeah. So, you know. All right, looks like Calvin manages to take that one.
Yep, with the Tarmogoyf. Kyrie had that. He got that transmute artifact and was pretty close to doing something, but
just Force of Will.
Force of Will plus Brainstorm does it. So it was pretty hard for Kyrie to get through. But it seemed like a well fought match. Kyrie was drawing a lot of lands there for what he needed.
Definitely.
And yeah, people are holding cards in their binders. I'm seeing a lot of. I traded a dual land recently.
All right. Well, we still have some lands versus Sunday Drive depths going on here.
I'm pretty sure this is still game 2. Because
that Tabernacle is
yeah, I'm pretty sure
this
is
spot.
Still game 2.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Jeez. Well, some days.
Sunday driving.
They're in the slow lane. This is like when you see the nice, you can see their Cadillac or something that's been souped up and it's running super low. It's on those like half-inch tire,
low riding
it, and then that is what's going on right now.
And Paul is just hanging on. I mean, the thing though is, if the game ends in a draw,
it looks like the game's over here.
Then Paul wins. So I guess Kevin won that because he's going to untap and swing with his, little duders. Magic gets a lot more restricted. Yeah, and that's why there's formats like, Old School is starting to, it's priced people out because it's like vintage. But there's formats like Pre-Modern. Guys, stop! It's like F an Earthquake. Especially if you want to own. If you want to own multiple decks, really, it's hard to justify getting into Legacy right now, except for the fact that it's just gonna go up in price.
Yeah.
Until they get rid of the reserve list. So
I think the reserve list is one of the biggest problems facing Legacy.
Well, it's like investing in stocks, right? The best day to get in was yesterday, and the second best day is today.
But yeah, it shouldn't be for a card game, right?
True. There should be
people should not be looking at a card game like Magic and trying to play it like the stock market, in my opinion.
True, I agree. Everyone should be able to play the formats that they want.
Right.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I think the reserve list should be done. I don't own my decks in order to have invested.
Right. Yeah.
It's entertainment for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they keep changing other things, but keep the reserve list. I agree.
Hi, Hackbert.
Finally.
at work from noon to midnight. Nice. Some noob by the name of Ryan.
Yeah, I've never been here before, guys. I have no idea what Legacy is. I just started today, so
Yeah.
Kyra told me that I need to try this out, and
he was right.
it's funny that so Hackbird, I've lost over 40 pounds from a gastric bypass when I shaved, and because of the eating restrictions that I've had, I shaved my beard like last week, and it hasn't started really growing back. I have a tiny bit of stubble because my hair doesn't grow back very fast because all of the other my bodily functions are focused elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's yeah. You're right.
Agreed. Legacy is the best Magic format. I fully agree with that.
But Vintage, though, Vintage is in a really weird place right now. So I can accept that Legacy is the best format. I haven't played Vintage, honestly.
I think I like it better. Yeah.
You like Legacy better right now?
Yeah.
It's because Vintage is literally 70% shop decks.
Yeah.
And then like 5% dredge decks. Yeah. And then like Big Blue for the other 25%. And then like most of that's Paradox Lock. You're just starting your beard. Well, congratulations. I'll have a beard eventually. Mass Block Constructed. He's right. Mass Block Constructed.
Oh, my bad.
Rebels versus Goblins.
How could I forget about Mass Block Constructed? I've been so foolish.
Rebels versus Sly. Oh, man. Well, time was called in the round, so we should be close.
Well, if you guys are just joining us, if you haven't been here before, we do this twice a week on Tuesday and Friday, which is why it says Tuesday Night Legacy up there, because we've been a little bit lazy in trying to get things changed over.
Yep.
But we do things here twice a week, Tuesday and Friday night. We stream Legacy, and apparently Patrick does some standard somewhere along in the middle.
Yeah, he plays on Wednesday. He does a standard draft, kind of it's for him to test out decks and get better at constructed Magic, because he's been kind of PPTQ grinding. He joined a team recently, and so he does that right now during the summer, probably leading up to GP Vegas. So maybe this next week a couple of times, and then probably 2 to 3 times a week I'll come back in and start streaming during the day.
Did you spell Friday wrong?
No. I did. I said Fur Day first. Everyone rejoice! Fur Day!
Fur Day! Trees are very happy on Fur Day.
TGI Fur Day. But it's only a specific genus of trees.
Yeah.
Some of them are
local. It up a little bit. Oh, look, I broke Brian.
That was good.
Post for Mario.
Going in to round 4, you have to lead off with a pun just that good. Yeah, I'll definitely raid Romario once we're done. We got one more round, and then Romario is gonna get our
one more round.
Our McLovin.
So I think that means we've got 4-color versus
lands.
Lands, or is it versus Sunday driver depths?
I think it's lands. I think Kyra might play against Sunday driver depths. I'm not sure. 5 rounds? No, 4 rounds. That was round 3.
4 rounds.
That was round 3, right? Did I?
Yeah, that was round 3.
Oh, it's because we had this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you switched it over.
Yeah, I switched it over before. So they're in time right now.
Oh, is this game?
Yeah, this is game 3. They're in time.
I thought they were just done.
So they're 1-1.
Okay. So we're in turns.
We're in turns. Round 3.
Boots with the Fur Day music.
What's a Romario? He's a guy that plays lots of things and tells people he plays bad decks, and the one time he plays Grixis Delvery 5-0s. Is that what you're calling slow depths? Sunday driver depths is what we're calling slow depths.
Sunday driver.
Boots with the fur. No. I shouldn't play with that thing. You were playing with that thing, and then it made me want to play with the thing. It's all your fault, Matt.
Yep, it's always my fault.
Oh, I'm moving it back over towards you.
Oh, good. My turn.
Romario is a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's a pretty relaxed man. Things are happening.
So there is a quick 2020 coming in on Paul's side. I'm not sure what turn we're on, but this might be enough to get there.
Turn 1. I guess. Turn 2.
Okay, so this might be enough to get there if Kevin doesn't have a Merit Lage of his own.
I mean, he can make a Merit Lage of his own, apparently.
Or a Caracas to... Yeah, looks like he can, so he's got the ability to block. Interesting. So if he has a Consume Spirit, or a Rive Consumption.
Dork Depths is a pretty good name for it.
Dork
got
Depths.
mana dorks.
Dork Depths, I like that.
Well, it's not a rights of consumption, but it is a Sylvan Safekeeper.
Okay. So the win would be to get a Sajiri step or something like that next turn.
I mean, or you just make a draw. But it looks like Paul is out of crop rotation, so that's not a scare.
I think Kevin does have a crop rotation of some kind.
If he has a crop rotation in his hand, then it's over. Oh, he's got 2 crop rotations. There we go.
There you go. So crop rotation,
For Sajiri step,
Sajiri step,
and then blast him.
and then you can sacrifice a land if you need to stop like a Caracas or
You just
something
pass
like
the
that.
Sajiri
There you
step.
go.
Or Caracas.
Or
That also
Caracas,
works.
that works too. Sure. Step would probably be safer, but he might not have it in the deck anymore.
No, he passed right. He went
Okay.
past it when he went
Gotcha.
to Caracas.
All right, well,
That was quite funny. Well,
quick
apparently
game.
in turns. Yeah, it is.
Cool.
So it is Dork Depths.
so Dork Depths
It's going to be in the finals.
Sunday Drive Depths.
I like Dork Depths. I'm going to
Dork
stick with it.
Depths. I like it. Hi, Captain QC. Nice to see you.
You're in finally.
Ooh. Evening Matt replacement. Evening new Brian. I mean, Matt's actually here
Matt
today.
replacement. I am the original Matt.
And I guess I can accept new Brian because I scared Hackbert.
All right.
I'm down so much weight that none of my clothes fit right now, and I don't
It's
want
a
to buy
good
new
spot
clothes
to
because
be.
I'm going to lose more weight.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, don't I?
So I shave my beard and it grows back very slowly while my body's in ketosis, and losing all the weight actually makes me look young too. Is Matt without a hat really Matt though?
Very true. I'm not wearing a hat. I normally do.
Also true. And scared. Scared is a strong characterization. I understand. Hackbert's wearing a hat.
Oh, fair enough.
Maybe we should just call him Hackbert.
Hatbird.
That was bad.
Womp womp womp.
How many more puns can we get away with before this is over?
I'm sure a couple.
We need to have something on the overlay that's a pun counter.
Only for Bryce. At least one guy is wearing a hat. Yeah.
Matt in the hat.
It's important for Matts to wear hats.
Pats.
In case you're
Matt's. Pats. How many other names can you rhyme with hat? Matt's and Pats must wear hats.
Shouldn't encourage Bryce. Yeah, fair enough.
You mean we should encourage Bryce?
To be fair, I don't think encouraging or discouraging Bryce has any effect.
It really doesn't change anything. Let's be honest.
The puns will continue until morale improves.
The puns. Is it true you took the opportunity of the operation to be able to pleasure yourself by adding female to? No.
No, I didn't do that. Nice Kappa. Captain QC off the deep end again. Once again.
Captain, it's good to have you.
The pun count is... Oh, my goodness.
Oh, nice. Wow. Pun counter.
I just watered all over myself.
It is for a day. I didn't know that you were a tree, but...
It's out. It's out, guys. I was turned into a spruce.
All right. Looks like we got people sitting down, so we're going to...
Kyre's back, and playing against someone. I don't know what the other man... I mean, Kevin's still here.
All right. So it should be Kevin versus Calvin, right? And Kyre versus Paul would be my guess.
Oh, don't let Bryce know about it. Awesome. Well done, guys. Well done, everyone, for building the pun counter. Okay. Yeah, Calvin versus on our backup. Calvin versus whatever does it. And
Colin versus Kyre.
Who is Colin?
Oh.
I don't know you, Colin. What are you playing?
Fun to see something new.
Is Kyre is 2-1, Calvin is 3-0, and Dark Depths is
3-0.
3-0.
Kyre is 2-1. He lost to Calvin.
Yep. Colin, what are you playing? Show us your secrets. Dark Depths. Dank Depths. Oh, there's a Lightning Bolt and a True Name Nemesis and a Grixis Delver.
Ice Station Zebra.
I'm just gonna call it Grixis Delver because that's what it looked like.
Sweet. Kyre's got a pretty decent hand. He can get a turn 1 Thopter Foundry down.
Rancor would be 3-0, yeah.
He would be 3-0 for sure. His deck is missing Rancor. Another poor fellow that sold his soul to Grixis Devil. I own Grixis Delver online, and I've played it in one league. I'm just bad at that. I cannot make Grixis Delver work. For some reason. Like, everyone else is like, oh, this is easy mode. I'm like, how about, what?
Yeah, online, I've got it built online too, and I rarely play it. Every once in a while I will. But when I do, I usually go like 3-2, something like that in a league. It's usually I'll lose to something kind of stupid, but a lot of times I feel it's just my lack of skill with the deck and lack of time with the deck.
Maybe.
Go ahead. I don't know.
Maybe it's because I'm too good for the deck. That's what I was trying to insinuate. Not sure that it's necessarily true. Sorry. Have I done it? No. To build Grixis Delver. Well, having the capability is nice, but don't ever do it.
Alright, so turn 1 Foundry.
Basically what I'm saying is stay thirsty, my friends.
Does that make you the most interesting man in the world?
Maybe. You don't know me.
Are you a
Blue
lover?
Red Delver is way better. Yeah, I am a lover and not a fighter. That's actually not true.
But you're a fighter too, so don't questions.
Exactly. Oh man.
All right. Forces the draw. Land go for Kyre.
It's almost good. How about we get this Karn down? Karn's really good. Karn's like card advantage.
Karn and Tez seems really strong.
It's like card advantage in every way.
Yeah. And like the constructs are
Yeah, but no one.
quite
If
good.
you're already in Legacy and you can build anything else, you don't need to play Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes is like the way to get into Legacy.
It's definitely a good jumping off
Blue Red
point.
Delver is way less cancerous. It's a super good jumping off point.
Mhm.
You built miracles before the top end. You sinner, scum of all the earth. Matt is so disappointed in you.
Very.
D&T, I mean, sort of. What's that shiny Brea in his Brea-ness? Oh, I know who Colin is. Yeah, he did sell his soul figures to Delver. Devil. Playing Death and Taxes fan like managed trader your dark depths brethren. Sort of. Dude, I love that Cats and Cantrips token.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
It's literally fire. It's so lit.
It's lit. Calm down.
Oh man. Oh man. It is. If you guys want to have a lit like fire token, I'll make sure to get that link in there somehow. We gotta find it. Where
Feels
are you?
like a sealed deck in Legacy. Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Do we not have our elemental tokens on here?
Like,
No. Dude, no. We don't have our elemental tokens in here. Well, if you want elemental tokens, just message the store. We've got them in stock. It's got all sorts of foils in there. She's a PNLR, but worse. Can we give him a game loss for a marked foil? Oh, man. Chad is savage today.
Brad can kill quickly. When she's your commander and you need a cheater in play. He's in play.
There's no reason you can't have two commanders if one of them's Cheaty Face.
Also very true. Doesn't say as partner. So? And? I'm playing Mono Red Cheaty Face.
It's in play.
Oh, man. So I need to get me some bonus round and play Ruby Storm.
Yeah,
We're talking about.
we
Mono
talked
Red
about
Storm.
that earlier. Bonus round seems pretty sweet in that deck.
Oh, you'll never get a second in your hand. You always leave it in your command zone.
Yeah.
It's always in play.
You kill it and you put it over to the side, and then when they attack with something, you block with it.
Oh, it's Cheaty Face. Oh man.
These
You know, they
Pyromancer
really
tokens
should have done
going
that with
to town.
Mike Long's likeness.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. So, Foundry's gonna sack itself to get a token and block the Pyromancer to stem off these tokens, and that's gonna get bolted real quick.
Apparently, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a Karn in play.
This Karn's gonna be a little bit too late to the party.
I don't know that it is though, because it makes tutus. Well,
Like Karn here, if he plays Karn goes minus, make a token, and then just the elementals eat the Karn, right? You've got 4 elementals in play.
yeah.
5 now.
Yeah.
I think, barring anything crazy, looks like Colin's got this game.
That's pretty good when you've got 7 damage coming in.
Shreds of memory. Shred memory?
Or shreds of sanity.
Or shreds of sanity?
I'm lost. Apparently MTG bot is too smart for you. Turn to one target instant card.
Deluge. Deluge should be good, but Kyr
Kyr does
packs
not
it
play
in.
at main deck.
Yep.
Definitely plays at sideboard.
You have to expect that it'll be coming in here.
No. What do you know?
So, Colin takes a quick first game. On to our finals matchup. We have a Sylvan Safekeeper battling down against a Deathrite Shaman, a couple lands. And we have a Dark Depths in play.
And an Urborg. And it looks like at least a couple of Strixes are out of this game.
And worth noting, no black mana currently for Calvin.
No. Urborg.
Oh, Urborg. Dude.
Calvin
You are
has
correct.
Calvin has
He has
he
tricolored.
He has Sultai and
Mhm.
Grixis land.
Bolt to the face.
Interesting. Interesting that it's not at the Sylvan Safekeeper.
And we're on the slowly remove depths counters plans.
He's just taking a Sunday drive.
9 to go.
Close enough.
It's coming for you.
That's
It's coming
Nope,
for
it's
you.
a thespian stage.
That's pretty good here.
Hey, yeah, that is pretty good here. Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. And,
I don't think you make the 2020 now. No, don't. Jace the Mind Sculptor. What does Calvin have in his hand?
I think it's fine to do because you have the safekeeper.
I guess you do have the Safekeeper, yeah.
There's Bolt. Bolt to
Bolt
the face.
you. Interesting.
And also deal 2 damage.
Take 5, you're at 7.
Yeah.
And then you lose
Driving
to a
Miss
2020?
Depths. Yeah.
We're like taking Miss Daisy.
Driving Miss Daisy Depths.
Driving Miss Daisy Dance.
And that's going to do it. So Kevin takes that game.
Yeah. And these guys are still doing their thing.
Angry Ice Monsters getting there.
Angry Ice Monsters live in the Ice Monster Dream.
Yeah.
It's like Turbo Depths is meant to beat Grixis Stellar or something. Or 4 color. Because he's taking a Sunday drive on Friday. We also called it Dork Depths. I mean, we could call it Dank Depths, but like it's
because
not
by
that
the time it gets there, it's going to be Sunday.
Yeah, by the time he wins, it's going to be Sunday. No, it's not Turbo.
It's not Turbo.
As you can see from, I guess you didn't see the Dark Confidants or the That's Right Shamans in the deck.
Yeah. No Turbo. And, you know, that makes a lot of sense just based on the direction that the format's going.
Leisure Depths.
Deathrite Shaman is a much better card to be playing right now than, like, Elvish Spirit Guide.
I think that's true.
You know.
Deathrite Shaman allows you so many more outs. It makes your opponent have to interact with you. Like, Turbo Depths is really good when you can go super fast, but you can't go super fast all the time.
And, like, the resilience that cards like Life from the Loam offer you make your deck so much more resilient to things like Death and Taxes.
Leisure Suit Larry Depths. Yeah, exactly, like Death and Taxes and things like that.
Where you're just going to have inevitability at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Where you can win with your 1-2.
Yeah, exactly. We see bonus round into bonus round.
I have also not been a fan of the policy update. You know?
Yeah.
So many. You're just like, please, no.
Everybody.
I'm glad that you're all concerned about this, but
Yeah.
I've gotten like 30 already. I don't need another one for your company. Well, just like as I sign into your product, just like tell me that you've done it. Like, cool.
Would you like to look over these things? Yes or no?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I've already signed my soul away. I don't care.
Yeah.
Sell my information because I understand that that's what you're doing already. There was some survey that called me and they're like, "Do you think that this is a problem?" I'm like, no, not really. I mean, they've been doing it like literally. People have been doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Even at brick and mortar stores, they're taking information on you. It's like, conceding with your stack. I guess. I mean, that sounds like what Hackbird's trying to do.
Anamorphose and maggots of the mind. Yeah.
With anger.
Nice.
They're doing those updates for you guys. They're doing it for the GDPR.
Yeah.
What's the what? GDPR. Things everyone knew they were selling our info, except the ones governing the states. What a great job they're doing, right? Or just great job.
Ignite Memories is the more fun way.
Yeah, when governments don't understand that they're already selling all of our information all the time, you're like, we elected these people? Honestly, when watching the whole Mark Zuckerberg questioning and whatever that whole thing was, it's just like, wow, you guys are idiots. You guys are actually just bad at your jobs. What are you even doing?
Right. So Chalice on 1 coming down. And we'll see if this needs a counterspell. It looks like it's going to be good. And that's going to be pretty strong. Not as good as turn 1, but on the play, just about as good.
If they aren't responsible with your data. Okay. Yeah, it's like everyone over 40 doesn't understand a thing. Yeah.
So, play into Chalice. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. I don't understand entirely what's going on.
Just trying to see if Kyre remembers his trigger, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
But
that wasn't the greatest thing for Kyre right there.
The wasteland on the
red source.
I'd imagine we're going to see a second Chalice come down. Yep.
I think that's fine against Grixis Delver.
And let's see if
they're
this
both on
Delver
one.
is lazy again. Looks like it is.
Just made it under that threshold.
If Kyre gets a black source this next turn, he gets to play Engineered Plague, naming human.
I would do that. It's not a black source. No.
Delver's not flipping.
Well, Wasteland's pretty good.
Wasteland's pretty good. Kind of surprised to see that. So you saw that he didn't have a land last turn, and I would be very tempted to go after the Volcanic and leave him with just one color.
The colored source, yeah. These guys are on an Infinite Storm thing. Colin cannot flip that Delver. That is like
It's the laziest Delver.
it's probably taking a ride with Daisy over in Dark Depths territory.
Yeah. All right. So, Kyre finds a fetch land.
It's almost what you need.
I'd assume this has to get swamp.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I was thinking Underground Sea, but he might not have
So you got
another one to get.
you have a 2-drop to play. I think you play it just cause. See if he counters it. Doesn't matter too much. We flip. There we go. There we go.
Over flips, and it's a pretty good one. Brainstorm gonna do a decent job.
To literally nothing.
Oh yeah, double Chalice in play.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. There's
That's
a
a
thing.
thing.
Well,
Did
the
flip
engineered
Delver.
plague would have been really good a little bit ago. Now it's going to be like.
I think I saw a
moderate.
deluge in hand as well, so I don't think it's the end of the world. But
Yeah.
Well,
he does have to draw a land, though.
that would be a thing that he would have to do.
Double Wasteland is definitely proving a problem.
Remember when we were talking about that, the sub game of having enough mana to actually play the game?
Definitely.
I think Kyra's tournament is going to end in a disappointment here because of
Well, it certainly could. I think this is
a double wasteland.
about the
There's
last
there,
turn.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
way back, but it needs land here.
Yeah, I think this is about the last turn that you can reasonably expect Colin not to have enough pressure to get through.
Did Kyra never take a life from that fetch? Well, yeah, it won't matter that much. I don't think.
I
I don't know
think-
the answer.
think he did. I think he
Let's
did.
see. He's taken.
So, 2 from an unflipped Delver, right? And then 2 hits
I think it was
from
3 from Unflipped
3
Delver,
from unflipped Delver.
and then 2 hits.
3, 6, 9 would be 11. 10 would be the life total, but yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. So there's a Strix into
Not a land.
not land.
I mean, he's not going to scoop it up because it's Kyra, but it's pretty well over.
Yeah,
That's over.
That'll do.
Good night.
That'll do.
Well, let's make it. If he didn't take the life
That'll do.
from the fetch, but that'll be big.
Very dead.
The only reason Tez is blue is because Tez literally needs blue to cast.
Very, very dead. Alright, so on to our actual finals match.
Ghost Quarter.
Ghost Quarter
Thespian
basic stage.
Yeah. He's got a crop rotation. Needs some more mana. Foundry can be played off black white, I believe.
Foth and Tez is interesting. That's a one-up, maybe.
A factor fiction.
I could see it.
I don't know that it's
I don't know.
maybe.
I could see it.
Yeah, most of the cards they're trying to play anyways are at 4.
Yeah, it doesn't help you.
Oh, it's Orzhov Pirate, so it's either black blue or white blue. Well, Kevin doesn't have a chalice, so his brainstorm is resolving.
Hey!
Must be the money.
The thing is, that brainstorm did a lot that game, though. It flipped the Delver. Which
Flip
is
the
what
Delver
it's
and
there
made
to
some
do.
tokens, exactly. Good job, brainstorm.
Yep.
You got there.
Just like Ponder. Ponder is not in the deck to draw cards. Ponder is in the deck to flip off of Delver.
The new white Morphling.
Yeah, the white Morphling.
What'd that do? Oh, Brightling. We were
Brightling.
talking about it earlier.
Yeah. Gains Vigilance, gains Lifelink. You can return it to hand. And the +1/-1.
It's a disappointment that it's not Arcade Post. Like, I love Steve Argyle and all, and yeah, it has some of the same feel, but like,
Yeah.
plus Arcade Post plus, like,
I'm kind of shocked that it's a 3/3.
3/3 for 3 is insane.
Yeah.
This card's really good, especially, I mean, with some of the other stuff. If it were in standard, it would be
Like,
ridiculous.
it seems like in white it should be maybe like a 2/3 or a 1/4.
I think it's a 1/4 would make more sense.
I don't know. 3/3.
Oh, Thornling wasn't an Arcade Post? It was Thornling.
Thornling was the green one, the elemental.
Oh, with Kev Walker. I forgot that they did that one. What's the other one? Torchling. Because Torchling was post, right? Yeah, they gave him the first two, and then all of a sudden they're like,
Why? Why would you do that? I don't know why. I mean, they started the cycle. And then like.
The cycle's complete now, so that's...
What was the black one?
Or they don't have a black one, do they?
Because it had 2 blue ones.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
had Morphling, Aetherling.
Yeah, yeah.
Brightling, Torchling.
You're right.
Now who is Aetherling? Tyler Jacobson. Okay. Aetherling doesn't even look like the other ones.
Right.
I mean, Thornling doesn't look like the other ones, but like. Vigilance is meaningless. You're right, Vigilance is meaningless. I'm gonna say that Pitting Needle's on Deathrite Shaman.
Are you sure it's not just blocking Snapcaster Mage eternally?
What?
Alright, so Dark Depths is in Kevin's hand. He's got Stage in play and Ghost Quarter.
Well, apparently now it's a Psycho Jorgensen. They need to finish the black one.
We start off with a Thought Seize here. It's going to draw to Snapcaster.
Windreaver. First strike would have been Flavor Wind, but bonkers.
Windreaver.
I mean,
it doesn't have the +1/-1, right? It has a very convoluted version of that with the switch power toughness.
Yeah.
Storm20, thanks for the follow.
He's all about those goblins.
Or Grape Shot.
Hey, Kyer. You got land.
We saw some, yeah.
You got wastelanded.
Usually I'm so good at drawing lands.
I know, you did the exact opposite.
I could not find one. I revealed my hand at the end of the game, and I'm like, oh, well, I had every bomb in my deck.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's going on? What am I catching up with?
Well, we're talking about all the different types of morphlings, and we're watching some Sunday Drive Depths versus Calvin.
Mrs. Daisy's
So-
Dark Depths.
So we've already talked about the possibility of Brightling being in D&T. Have we said anything about that?
No, we haven't.
No?
Someone started initiating that conversation.
I've heard some things about it. Like I think a lot of Death and Taxes players are like, no way. You know, like we don't have room for that. We don't have room.
Well,
for
it's like
a
Squee and Food Chain, right? It's the same
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, we
There's
don't
already
have no
so
way
many
to
good
search.
3-drops.
Yeah, we have no way to search for it. You know, it's kind of the Sarah Avenger that doesn't have evasion.
Can't be recruited.
Well, being in D&T,
Brightling.
Brightling. The reason people are looking at it is because you can pay 1 and return it to your hand, which is really good. And the fact that you just keep your vial, on 3. You can just, that sucker's impossible to kill if you have a vial on 3. Yeah, so you just like pop it into play. It can get vigilance and lifelink, I think. Not to mention it holds a sword pretty well.
Yeah,
Once it's like a 5/5, then you can pump it up higher and
I don't think you're terribly concerned about that.
No.
Like,
could matter.
most of your mana has better uses, right? You've got ports that you'd rather be spending mana on. You've got more important 3-drops. Like 3-drops a pretty crowded slot in the deck to begin with. It seems like.
Yeah.
You've got Flicker Wisp, Recruiter.
I think what you drop on is the
Sanctum
Palace Jailer.
Prelate and stuff like that.
Yeah, you probably drop your Palace Jailer.
You
Your
probably
other
drop your
4-drop.
Palace Jailer.
Yeah, it's a 3-drop hack for it.
It's really powerful. I don't know if it's great, but you'd rather equip to a Mirror Crusader, obviously. Yeah, it does finish games quickly. I mean, it's not as good as Mirror Crusader. Like we'll say that, but it is at finishing games, right? But the resiliency of the card seems great.
Yeah.
Yes, it is more resilient than Crusader. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying something.
The cost of resiliency is speed. right? So
Now, Kevin, I feel like has this pretty much on lock, right? Because he'll just create a 2020 at the end of his turn. I know we've been having issues with this table specifically.
It's just the bottom right corner of that one table.
Yep.
No other place on the table have we seen that.
I don't love crop rotation right there, but okay.
well,
He's doing it.
he's going for it. Crop rotating for
Why wouldn't you just get an
buy
herb
here
ward?
to get. Okay.
It's nice to have a 3-drop that's not super boring, like Trinity Nemesis. Trinity Nemesis is boring.
It's boring, but
Card was designed
Good.
for multiplayer.
yeah,
It really was just designed for
Yeah.
multiplayer.
for sure. All these merfolk and their abilities to slip past other people.
It's going to be interesting in two-headed giant. I mean, he has a first striker.
And with the team, this has to be a pretty easy block on. Well,
You hit the
hit the-
Snapcaster. Save yourself 2 life.
yeah,
I mean,
could
you,
see
you died a
hitting
bolt.
Did attack me?
Although
I can see hitting the death right, but
you can,
I'm assuming needles on death right. So
yeah. I think you make the 2020 right now.
well, that is interesting, right? So if you did attack with all, you can make a 2020, kill the Strix, and then and crack back.
Yep.
But
he can.
Calvin holds back the Strix for that reason. Probably even better just to block the Snapcaster at that point and then make 2020 end its turn.
I definitely think you make the 2020 there.
But you should have, if you had Abrupt Decay in hand, which he does. I think you just have to go for it. You know he's got one card in hand that can interact with you.
Although I do like it may be. I mean, he's got the surgical that can turn you off of ever getting another 2020, and it may be a diabolic edict if he has in his hand. I think you play the land here, and you set up to make the 2020, and then Abrupt Decay.
I think I probably would have just gone for it. Like one card in hand. Yeah, it could be an edict, but
Yeah, the surgical is the known
just
card.
drawn for turn, so it's not going to get better as the turn
Oh,
goes on.
there were 2 cards in hand there.
And now Jace.
Well, he has to have another land. It doesn't look like he has the other land for Jace.
Yeah, it would get surgical, but if you can win, then it doesn't matter if it gets surgical. Abrupt Decay on the bird.
Okay.
Is he casting surgical now?
No, it's just revealed.
Oh,
So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you. Oh my!
So
Why?
just pass back. I think he's waiting to find a discard spell to make sure that the coast is clear. But if that's the case, I don't think that you can afford to Abrupt Decay yet. I think that's a little bit early if that's your plan.
Yeah.
Like, Abrupt Decay signals to me that you're going for it. So now he's gonna... I'm very confused about the timing here.
As am I. Certainly.
And if a land gets drawn, Jace just gets to take care of that.
Well, this
Oh,
is
okay,
this is
so
no, this is
that
the end
end
of Calvin's
turn.
turn, but that was
Alright.
it was still very
Just
confusing
very-
for me.
Yeah.
Why would you
Alright.
make that?
Looks like
play?
Safekeeper's the draw, and that's a pretty good one.
that's a great draw.
Um,
Oh, triple Jace, Leovold in hand.
yeah, so that's gonna
Oh
do it.
man, I was about to draw the land for the Jace.
So Kevin wins the tournament.
T. Dark Depths, the dankest of Dark Depths driving Daisy on Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday drive, huh?
yeah.
Drove
Drove
it
it all the way through.
He just got in that
This has
car.
got to be one of Kevin's first
I think it is one of his first
for us.
Awesome.
Because like I remember the first time I played against him in Legacy, he was playing like a Legacy version of Tron because he was working his way like from Modern in, but he wanted to play Legacy, and here he is with like a real Legacy deck.
Sweet.
One of the realest.
Making it
Turbo
making it
Dank,
work.
slow as dork for the record.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you had fun in this 4-round tournament. It was fun hanging out with you guys. And
I
we'll
think
see you
Kyra
guys
had fun too.
Next,
It's fun
Tuesday.
watching Kyra lose on camera twice.
Yeah, exactly what Matt said. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Later, guys.